Here we go. Hey, on a jet to the promised land. He would get us to the terminal. To the terminal zone. All right, just one Los Angeles. Here we go. Then to the and the poor boy is on the line, and there he is right there.
Good morning. Wow, I cannot believe that I made the show this morning. I don't listen. I've been doing this for 20 years. Not often where I come close to missing the show. I just know I looked over at my phone and saw 5:55, and I saw Roger Scott. And I go, God Almighty, and I'm here. Enforcement officers on Rebsman.
Absolutely not.
Good morning, Roger Scott.
You, David.
Good morning, Josh Neighbors.
How are we?
We are good. Had a fun night last night. By the way, look at this guy right over here, Trey Reed.
That's our fishing buddy.
Chef Reed.
What's up? What's up?
And here early this
I'm
morning.
glad no deer jumped in front of you
Oh
on
my
the
gosh,
way
I was
down
thinking,
here.
Lord, please don't have any deer jump out right now.
I pulled up into the parking lot and I didn't see your white Charger,
Yes.
and I'm like, man, what? I know Basil texted me, and I know he's here today. And then all of a sudden, morning.
Absolutely.
We had
I've written.
you were ready.
I was listening.
Roger,
I know you were. Listen, I was counting on that.
Had a fun night last night at Countdown to Kickoff. What a group of a nice young men we had. Razorbacks, old and new.
Yeah.
What was your big takeaway, Roger? From last? What was your biggest sort of feel, or what you heard, or what you saw from the Razorbacks, past or present?
Nothing really. I honestly, but not jumped out. Hearing a little bit from DJ, his relationship
DJ
with
was-
Ryan. That right there. I'd already heard Tyler.
Yeah,
Swanson. I didn't realize how tall he was.
he's a big dude.
He's a big old boy.
Big dude.
Big old boy.
Yeah, and you think about it. I pointed out those three players. They were all the best. Some of the best to ever play on the hill. You got one of the best tight ends, one of the best centers, and one of the best quarterbacks to ever play.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you said it. I mean, the guy holds the records for passing yards, and the other guy was immaculate. I thought the fun part was, I think Acree had made comment that it was right. It was a year after Aaron Hernandez got the Mackey Award. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, with a year after he got the Mackey Award, right?
Is that what he said?
I think that's what he said. And then on top of that, did Aaron Hernandez come back into DJ Williams' life with the phone call from Matt going, when they called him up there? Was that because of Hernandez?
I don't recall.
You remember the story I'm talking about? Because when Mallett's on the phone, he called DJ Williams 5 times and said, "Man." Then the next thing you know, DJ Williams gets a call from Aaron Rodgers, say, "Man, loved having you. Enjoy your stay up in Boston." That sort of thing, because he went up to Boston and for the Patriots. Was that another Aaron Hernandez deal?
Yeah,
I'm assuming because Hernandez, he was a top in his issues with the murder. I guess he was convicted, so it's not alleged.
So you had obviously those three guys talking about Ryan, and then Ryan Mallett, the young lady who was Madison Carter, who was there. I mean, and his aunt was there last night, so that had to be obviously tough to
for them to
watch
see
that.
the photos of him up there and to see him still. That's the good and the bad of seeing a video of something. It's like they're right there and you can reach out and touch.
And then you had the four current. You had Hudson Clark, who obviously defensive back from out of Highland Park, Texas, and then you had Eric Gregory, defensive end out of Memphis. Then you had by the way, it's just funny, Trey, that you never know who could be listening. And Andrew Chambly, who went to school at Momel, which used to be what was it where Big Fat went? Oak Grove.
Oak Grove, yeah.
His parents listen like every day.
Yeah.
It's sort of a reminder. I sometimes in the back of my mind, I was trying to think, there's probably parents or players listening.
You're absolutely right.
And the mama listens every day.
Well, so does Josh's mom. That's why I'm going to give her a call later. I'm going to talk with her later.
He's been He's 6'7".
Mhm.
He was impressive when he stood up, and then, of course, Zach, which was Ricky's son, and
I like Ricky a lot.
Ricky's such a great guy.
He just is.
Do you remember him, Trey? So Ricky Williams would have been. Let's see, what year did you graduate?
88.
Yeah. So Ricky would have been finishing up around that time. He came in with me, under recruited, but was going to Air Force and comes out to be all decade team, and he was so fast. And so I'd say one of my best compliments is when the defense coordinator Fred Goldsmith would get confused who was when he was watching film. You know, Basil, you got to do better. And like, coach, that's me, Ricky, or Ricky would go, you know, or vice versa. That's Basil. That's my best compliment because he was so fast. And
he's just a nice guy. And then his boy, when Zach is talking about his mom being annoying to him, just like you know, by calling and checking on him and doing all that. I like the Henry story. With the dad and
the Henry boys are very funny.
Great story.
They're really good.
Talk about their dad's head, seeing him up there.
Yes, yeah.
I don't care who you are. They're playing for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Yes. They're looking up in the stands and they spot their dad, and their dad shaking his head. Go, nah, what are you doing? You know what's going on? You know, let's go.
Hayden Henry and Hudson Henry. You know, these are generational guys. And I was trying to think. You know, they talk about their grandfather being on the basketball team. The only other group, the only family, and we tried to get them that could match that as far as legacy
longevity,
is the Beckett's. The Beckett's, you know, the Beckett's had about 4 or 5 generations.
There's a couple of others. We've tried that before, right? I mean, with Billy Ray Smith, Junior, Senior,
the Hatfields, Dick and Ken.
The Hatfields. Wish we would have had oh my God, Keith Jackson. Wish we would have had the Jackson legacy, but didn't. He did all right in Oklahoma. You know,
but his boy did play.
No, I know. No, at the same school.
The Winston, Dennis Winston, his family, and but it was fun.
Was there not now
fun night to get the night. It was a fun sort of Trey. It was one of the deals where, you know, sort of kicks off football season. You know, to a certain degree. Do want to thank Gary Hill of MSS Oil for being the sponsor. What did you think? So Josh, that was your first sort of. So Josh had to get up there. We all were giving our predictions. What do you think the prediction was from all of the on-air talent for the recordage?
Each one of us had to say, we had Missouri, of course. Justin Moore had Alabama, and so on.
So what do you think? We give it as we go. Of course, Arkansas is going to win. What do you think the record was going to be?
So for you,
went through all
Roger said
just overall record.
We all picked a preview to games, right? And then we picked whether the Arkansas would win or lose that game.
Yeah, so out of 12 games, what do you think the record was?
I think I'm going 8-4.
Oh, really?
No, you listen. You get up there, you get in there for the crowd. You can't pick him to lose.
No, the pick him to lose was on video.
Yeah, Justin.
He's the one I would think that would be most homerish.
So and then Josh had to try to weave his way through Missouri. Roger, I was trying to recall exactly how you phrased it at the end.
Well,
you go, they're not going to be in.
Well, no. I said Arkansas should win this game handily. They probably won't, judging by the past history, but I'll pick them to anyway. because here's the thing: is like, look, I should pick Missouri to win that game, but you know what? I needed to say something positive about Arkansas.
Good job. Good job. You're learning. Yeah. You're learning to read the room. You're learning. You're
one arm.
Was that your first time calling the Hogs?
No. Well, I mean, first time watching it. I won't do it.
Is this your first time, like, where you're like,
didn't
where?
More super fan, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Would he do MIZZOU if he was?
No. I'm gonna do this. If he's at one of those functions, I got a feeling that he might yell out. He might not do hook 'em horns at a concert there.
Side, maybe.
You know, I don't know.
If he's playing a mobile.
But if you're on stage at that place, you're not going to say yes. But if people notice that you didn't call and Justin Moore's one of those cats that he is the biggest homer we know. But he's also painfully honest about everything.
I think he had bed hair last night in this video. Did you notice that?
Beach bum hair.
He had hair sticking up, had his sunglasses on.
He had chew in his mouth. You can see that in the lip over there, and yeah. So
good group of supporters, sponsors. Good to see Double R. We were on his show last night.
Rick Schaefer's dropped down.
I got to meet Rick Schaefer.
Yes.
He had no idea that there was supposed to be a video presentation.
He had no support material.
He was the only one that he's asking. He's going, "You got notes, Roger?"
Right.
I said, "Well, we all got notes." And I go, "Rick, you're the only one that won't need notes on anything."
Trey, Roger had the best support material. We can push up things on the screen. He had the BYU's 55 wives.
Brigham Young 56. He had 56. That's right. I had him up there, and I said it was more opportunity was easier for Old Man Young to satisfy all 56 of his wives in one night than it will be for the Cougars to leave Razorback Stadium with a victory.
So
good stuff, right?
It's all right.
So many of our sponsors who advertise on the station were there last night. It was good to see so many of them. And,
Bill and Doris
Lawrence.
they've been around forever. Even in their retirement, they're still there supporting. Joe Klein saw the lovely. I called Dana. I said, "Hello, Mrs. Hendricks," and of course I got Dana Hendricks. David.
Yes.
And of course, I think because she loves their tamales over there. But anyway, what a nice lady she
Matthew
is.
Allen, all the
Super
gang.
dude.
It's Wednesday, August 2nd. So what are we down to?
I was going to say we are. You want to say it within a month now?
Yeah, 31 days. We might do. Last year I did 50 days to kick off.
Yeah,
and I got to give a Razorback player for every 50 days. I may do
start
30
tomorrow.
Maybe or
tomorrow.
25.
% sure that number's right.
You're 100% sure?
What?
That number's right.
30.
Yeah, think about it this way.
I asked Siri.
In 3 days, it'll be a Saturday, right?
Yes.
And then in 4 weeks from that Saturday, first game.
I was told there wasn't going to be any math.
31.
Yeah, I asked Siri how many days until the first Razorback kickoff on what, or how many days until August or September 2nd?
I can't say this while you're driving.
I know. Trey, the last time we saw you, what a performance by Trey Reed, Josh. Chef Reed went out there and just
I wish I could
up
explain to Samantha what you did. I don't do it injustice.
The concho steak, is that what concho steak?
Picanha.
Picanha. That was close. That was close.
Yeah.
It was outstanding. And then we go out and catch 40 trout on the Little Red.
It was quite a span of about 12 hours.
It was. It was a fun time. Roger, remember I said, Roger, you're gonna love the Little Red. Yeah. What was your takeaway?
I loved being out there.
Clear water, cold.
Well, yeah, our guides were
super nice,
super guys, and know what they're doing. Just to see,
say
the beauty of the river with what we saw and all that. There's a part of me. I love field trips. I love the fact that they left the old bridge that crossed over and just took out a section of it. So when they made the new bridge to cross the river, so that folks could get out there and fish.
Yeah, and Doug Pierce, retired game warden, who was running the boat that you and I were in, Roger, was making a note that just recently that access you're talking about was Game and Fish, and I probably worked with Marine Fuel Tax Funds, which is taxes paid on marine gas, to create a paved access point where people in wheelchairs could get down there on that bridge without easy access.
Yeah, that was nice.
That bridge.
I saw a lady up there fishing. She wasn't in a wheelchair. I mean, she was standing up there, but just to your point, there were people there.
And my dad had such a good time.
Oh man,
my dad was so impressed with you. He said, "Man, that Trey is just a sharp guy." He said, I don't think he went in. He didn't really know, maybe I didn't communicate much enough about you, but he goes, I just sort of expecting you to be a guy that was just sort of helping us out and pointing in the right direction. He said, man, he's so intelligent and nice guy.
Very kind to him. I enjoyed meeting Harold Basil as well.
Yeah, what a life memory that was. He he jumped out to a big lead over the spec catcher. Right. And I said, I can't have I said, I can't have this.
Here was I've told it was great all the way around, and I've shared a lot of stories. But one of my favorite things was, Roger was he was a little slow out of the gate. If fair enough. And then he started getting the hang of it, and how to work that trout magnet and everything.
Yes.
And so Roger was incredible. Once the first couple of fish, and then you guys would pass us by, and you were making the assumption that since we weren't hooping and hollering, making a lot of noise, we weren't catching a lot of fish. And Roger goes, "Well, I'm a professional now. I mean,
absolutely." Hello,
and he went on to the trash talking aspect of a group fishing.
Know that you were hoping upon hope that I would catch me a fish, because I actually did ask Trey and Doug, can someone be too stupid to catch a fish? I did.
You did ask that, and
Sure
Doug
did.
assured you that there was.
Please, Lord, I didn't.
Well, it's funny that's the area where most people fish in that little right.
Man, you
For the
really
most
got
part.
that whole river. And the thing about the day we went last Thursday is, man, fishing the Little Red or any of our tailwater trout streams, you're at the mercy of those water releases.
Yeah,
okay,
it is, yeah.
and it's like where we were staying at Fat Possum Hollow, which is on Scrolls.
Did we ever hear that?
Yeah.
They had run water till about midnight, and so when I went out behind the cabin that morning to fish, it was low water, easy to wade, but based on the timing of that water, that lower part of the river down around Pangburn gives you a little bit more consistency, and so that's I think why Lowell picked that area. So I mean,
one of the greatest parts of that was again, I was down like 8. I jumped into a big lead or a quick lead. Dad comes back, gets it like 8-3. I was like, or 6. And I was like, man, I've got to respond. And
we're gonna let the golfer beat the
off of me in golf. Right. And so I literally like a 3 straight cast, I caught fish, and it was like, wow, this is so you don't have to have a guide. But if you want to be guaranteed of probably catching fish, you get Lowell or Doug on there to help you.
Yeah, man. I always tell folks, especially if they're new to an area or not as familiar with it, or get a guide, and then don't necessarily go back to all the spots they showed you, but if they can at least show you, come in some more productive areas of the river, some techniques, they're going to set you on the path to success.
Well, and we had a window, and those guys had pointed out, as you would
that's a great point. Fishing,
absolutely.
Josh, did you know that the worst time you can fish, what time of the day it is?
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's basically when the sun is straight up over your head.
Exactly.
Is that like 11 o'clock?
Yeah, 11 to 1, 11 to exactly when we went out there.
Yeah, and
we still,
I'd say 40 fish in that window that's a phenomenal.
And because fish, he was asking why, is because fish they want to hide.
Yeah, I mean, and especially trout, they're a cold water species. That we only have them because of the cold water releases from the dam, and it's when you get those warmer temperatures, they're just not going to be as active. Fish don't have eyelids, so they going to want to hide rocks, hide under the grass or whatever.
Oh, the fish were beautiful when you see them coming and they got a hold of that trout magnet and you're pulling that thing up, right, with that pink thing hanging out.
And Roger talked about wow.
Oh, the trout through the penetrating, and I'm just telling you.
How hot was it, by the way?
What?
How hot was it last week?
It was pretty warm.
Thanks for helping me out,
I gotta say though, it reached close to 100 degrees, if not.
Sure.
But down there on that water, that's one of the joys of trout fishing in Arkansas. Is you're going to get about 4 or 5 degrees cooler temperatures down there.
There were bursts of cool air,
and I think the fact that we were pretty consistently and constantly catching fish,
yes, sir, of course,
made you forget about how hot it was.
There's no doubt. Yeah. There's no doubt. I wore my hat backwards, which I don't usually do. Baz didn't wear one.
I got sun, man. I got you don't. Yeah, but we turned out maybe getting a house there together.
We did. We actually did. Listen, and listen, don't poo-poo that idea.
Listen, the property values are half the cost of Little Rock.
Yeah, when you think about waterfront property, it's pretty big bargain.
Yeah, I need to get a realtor to go up there. We need to get connected, get a cheap piece of land.
Come on, I'm telling you, we got to do it.
Somebody said, where's the bridge located?
Just upstream from the downstream from the Dripping Springs access is where we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. And they'd said the original bridge would be close to the water because when they released the water,
it wasn't like 6-8 feet off the water. At relatively low flows.
And the water line that we'd seen from the night before, it obviously still had impressions, and it's an incredible feat to know how high that water can get when it's moving like that.
Yeah. Looking at some messages, if you would be part of the show, 661-1037. Nothing like tuning in and hearing Basil almost bragging about endangering other early morning drivers. Yes, it was probably a few miles over the speed limit, which I apologize for, but I made it here because I needed to be here on time. Yeah. But I was safe. I was safe at my seat. By the way, did you see the Arkansas State Police and Channel 7 going back and forth yesterday? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, they just felt that the Marine did not tell the full story. She said they were speeding instead of 65 or 70, they were going 115.
Well, and Colonel Hager, I mean, he's disputing some of the verbiage that was used, and you got to hats off for him for coming
and saying
absolutely.
I want to put all the facts out there.
Sure, and that's all we want from either side.
That's right. Someone says here, father, son, nephew, John David White, older brother is going to oldest brother going to Auburn, his quarterback there. Again, it's what was the name of the old bridge? What was it was the old we'll get that information.
We'll look it up. It's very cool, very cool. I like field trips.
We got a former Razorback cheerleader coming in today. So when we come back to, I want to talk about not football teams, which are practicing right now, but cheerleaders and the band when we come back. It is 6:30 here on Hump Day, Morning Mayhem.
What is that?
Double
just- he's-
R.
Double R.
Double R was so funny. He is so funny. He was there. Like, it was great to have him and Rick obviously together here in town last night.
Yeah.
And thanks to everybody who came out. We left off one sponsor. What we're thinking, Ortho Arkansas, who obviously our good friend Dr. Jimmy Tucker, and they had a table there. And for some reason, we did not mention them until some of them left. And so our apologies there. That obviously they're a big supporter of the station. And
DJ Williams gave him.
He did. He gave him endorsement. He did. He did.
Good to see him.
Coming up, I mentioned a little later, we're going to talk to a former Razorback cheerleader, Brooke Plack. She's promoting a nonprofit fundraiser, and she was cheerleader from 2003 to 2007. Also, we'll talk to David Redding up in Searcy, national champion in pickleball. We got that coming up. And if you want to be a part of the show, 661-1037. Roger, Summer of Adventure. Okay, we've got to do the crop dusting. Although management may not be happy about that, very dangerous there. But
I'm sorry.
May feel a little dangerous at this point. We want to go to the Marshall's Museum in Fort Smith. And Trey, one of the things that you're about to bring up is that this was something that I bought for Jessica as like a Valentine's Day gift, and I have not taken advantage of. And
so it is. August is National Shooting Sports Month, and so we're 2 days in, going to have a bunch of special promotions and events throughout the month of August at our what a lot of people used to know is the James Moore Camp Robinson Firing Range, and is now been rebranded as the Fiocchi Shooting Sports. Fiocchi is an ammo company started in Italy like over 100 years ago, but Fiocchi USA has got about 3 years ago set up a manufacturing facility here in Little Rock, and they just announced they're building another one to make primers for all of their ammo, and recently came on board as a corporate partner and sponsor of our shooting sports program. But to celebrate August as National Shooting Sports Month, last night on the Wild Side, I had Grant Tomlin, who is chief of our new recreational shooting division, which is a new thing. We have had recreational shooting at Game and Fish for a long time, but we're breaking that out of our education division. It's going to be its own separate division to really promote shooting sports in Arkansas. And we got Bill Haynes from the Fiocchi Shooting Sports Complex on the line, and he really wants to get you out there and set you up with Jessica.
Does he? Is he sure?
He was throwing a little shade last night.
Where's Basil, man?
Well, he said he was he was speculating that perhaps your reluctance to actually come out there and shoot was that Jessica might shoot better than you.
Well, that may be the case. By the way, good morning, Bill. How are you?
I'm doing great. How you been?
Great. Roger and I'm gonna have to Google Fiocchi, but I'm like, Fiocchi you.
Yeah,
Fiocchi you.
Here
we go.
But anyway, Bill, listen, Roger, we may add to that. Besides Jessica and I coming out to shoot, could Roger come as well?
Yeah, we've got a booster chair he can stand on.
Oh, wow. It came right out after you. Well, he's got guns. You can't say anything. Be careful what you say.
Oh, he's absolutely. Listen, if Trey already set me up, let me know he took a shot at you.
What's that? What'd you say, Bill?
I think you can actually borrow my chair.
That's nice. So I have some ammo that I need to get rid of.
So Bill, what kind of weapons can people bring to shoot? Are any weapons available to be able to be shot at there?
We don't have any restrictions as far as what type of weapon. We call us all the time. Can we bring ARs? Can we bring 50 BMGs? Basically, on a rifle range, if you can shoulder it, you can shoot it. We do have some restrictions on rate of fire and things like that, but we have very qualified staff out there of former military and/or police, firearms instructors who make up our safety staff out there. They're on the line, they're walking, they're helping. They're a wealth of knowledge and information, and they're just there to serve the public, help have a good time.
Two things, Roger. I hear Trey, 50 BMG. 50 BMG, you know what that is? BMG, Raj?
Not right off.
I don't either. What does BMG stand for, Bill?
It's like the big Barrett sniper rifles that they use in Afghanistan.
I've seen them. You can shoot like
a
mile away or something. Unbelievable, right? But very powerful.
Wow.
And then what we're gonna say from now on, Roger?
Yeah.
If you can shoulder it, you can shoot it. That's what I. And now, Bill, let me ask you this: so for people who don't know, you guys have instruction out there? Can people, pay for that? Can they line that up? How does that work?
We do have instruction, but you can't pay for it. It's free.
Okay. Wow.
If you're having trouble, if you're a new shooter, if you've got a new firearm you're not sure about, you're unfamiliar with, you can get a hold of anybody in our staff. They'll be happy to get out there with you and make sure you're familiar with it, the safety features, how the gun functions. Help you with your grip, stance, arm lockout, sight picture, sight alignment. Really work on that trigger squeeze. We do a lot of classes throughout the year there. Like I said, this month we have several classes coming up. They're all free. When we put on a class, per se, an official class, we'll provide the firearms, we'll provide the ammunition, instruction, and everything you need to go out and really learn what you're doing.
Well,
our goal is to make a fan of everybody that comes out.
I think some people just don't even know. I think, Bill, to be honest with you, that's why you were on right now, Trey. Don't you agree? I think some people aren't aware of this facility.
No, absolutely. That's why I wanted to get Bill on. Bill was on the wild side last night, and again, August is National Shooting Sports Month, so it's a time to call some awareness to it. And as I mentioned, if I can't remember if I said this during the break or on the air, but Game and Fish just made a big announcement at the commission meeting 2 weeks ago tomorrow that we're breaking out the recreational shooting division out of our education division because it's part of our strategic plan for growth. A lot of folks don't realize that every time you buy a box of ammo or you buy a new firearm, those manufacturers pay excise taxes. It's not a customer, a tax on the customer, the retail user, but they pay it at the federal level, and that goes into a pot of money called the Pittman-Robertson Act. It was passed way back in 1937. Then it's apportioned to the states based on the number of hunting licenses we sell, as well as geographic size. So I think what Bill Grant said last night on the show, over $17 million last year that Game and Fish got. So yeah, hunters have supported this and conservation funding for a long time, but recreational shooters, when you go hunting, you're only using so many, if you go deer hunting, you're hoping you're only using one bullet, right?
Yes.
But these recreational shooters, they're using multiple, bullets or shotgun shells if they're shooting trap or skeet. And so these folks are helping to support conservation funding in Arkansas. And we want to create pathways to them to get into it by building more ranges, working with communities around the state. And we've had some great success stories like down in Warren, Jonesboro, Batesville, Jacksonville. And we're going to do more of that. And so, Bill is right there on the front lines of that at the Fiocchi Shooting Sports Complex. And as he said, man, such a great staff out there. And if you and Jessica get out there, I know they're going to take care of you.
Bill, we're coming to see you soon, brother.
Yeah, if you grab Jessica, come on out, and we'll give you some instruction and maybe put a little competition between you and your girlfriend. See if we can figure out who the best shot's going to be. I got a feeling I know what's going to happen.
Probably so.
Thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it.
Y'all be careful.
Look at some of our notes. Somebody says crop dusting is safer than skydiving. Could be true. Yeah. Somebody said my son-in-law on the crop dusting big plane 2-seater. I cannot believe how many people go, I can set you up on the crop dusting. And we've had multiple, like 10 people say,
you mean we're walking around Walmart and there may be people among us that are crop dusters?
How about that?
And we have no idea that world exists.
What was that, by the way, last night at Countdown to Kickoff? What was the most painful scene that you saw, most painful play that you saw on video last night? It is so painful to watch. It was last year's.
Oh, yeah.
97 yard.
KJ.
Oh, my gosh. So, Roger, name me the Mount Rushmore of the worst plays for Razorback fans to have to watch when we come back. There's 2 or 3 that come to mind immediately. The Mount Rushmore of the worst plays that it almost makes you sick to watch. 661-1037 is our text line. Oh my goodness, our listeners are so smart, Trey. They're so creative.
Correct.
It's been covered several times, but Elvis
I think
and
Chuck Berry did it. And, yeah, Chuck Berry. That's who I know. I don't think Johnny Rivers did it, but I think Chuck Berry did it.
If you got from and one thing, and for all the sponsors, including Gary Hill and Mrs. Oil and everybody last night.
They really are. I got to see Mr. and Mrs. Jenkins from Homeland as well, and they have got a great looking shirt. They've got some stuff that is great for the warm weather that's coming up. I got to get a couple of those polos they have over there, brother. And the chicks, you ladies, they've got tank tops, and the first couple of games going to be hot.
To the
up into my head that be and I saw him last night, so I'll take that one right there. I'll take that one. I'll take the 69 shootout, the special. You know, watch. If you that
Reggie Fish.
There's that one, and Trey Schapp had it as well, and that was the penalty call.
The okey doke fake fair catch punt return against North Texas.
That's the most that we have.
Is that right? I didn't even think about that one.
Other one, 1987, playing Texas at War Memorial Stadium. Texas scored
down the touchdown pass. Yeah, that's painful
like
to
as
watch.
time expired in the north end zone there.
Okay. That's of course the Sherman fumble is very painful to watch. It's like
I've been hypnotized to forget that one.
Yeah,
a doctor.
Yeah, in the back. It was I forget what they did. They were going to try to do like a fake punt. And they pass it.
Statue of Liberty now?
It was some kind of play. Josh, you should have seen it. It just looked so bad. And it failed. It almost was intercepted. And it was going, what was it? Was just a sort of a loop-de-doop reversed and it just it was just a disaster.
Was it against Auburn? Yeah, against Auburn.
It was in Fayetteville. Yes.
Epic failed punt versus Auburn.
It is painful to see. Last night who was it that showed the picture of one of the Henry boys with Chad Morris? Oh, what did he say?
Oh, he
said glad he was fired or something. What did he say?
Something to that effect. And then of course he went, I'm just kidding, but.
Yeah, let's check in with Kent. He's got if you got his question for him, try to read 661-1037. Go ahead, Kent.
Hey, good morning. Hey, Trey, this is Kent. I was calling to ask a question. I spent a lot of time thinking about the wild hogs that we have, about maybe, cultivating those and turning them into free-range, organic, no steroid dog food and branding it as an Arkansas brand, because people would pay big money for they love their pets and the organic and free-range and no steroids, and that's just a thought. What do you think about that?
Yeah, there's a couple of ways to look at that, Kent. Obviously feral pigs are an issue in Arkansas, and Game and Fish doesn't regulate them as a game animal because they're escaped swine livestock, and so really they fall under the auspices of the Department of Agriculture. But Game and Fish does. We've eliminated. Well, at last count, I think it was around 20,000 hogs over the last few years, trapping on our wildlife management areas. You know, the only issue with that plan, Ken, is that when you incentivize something for a commercial purpose, sometimes that leads to an expansion of the population. So I would just urge caution as we go into that. And there's some disease issues with feral hogs, but hey, man, I'm not poo-pooing your idea. Just some things to consider there.
Hey, that is a good. Thank you for your input.
Yeah, thanks, Kip.
Enjoy the show too. Thank you.
Thank you. One tripping penalty against A&M.
Yes.
We had them.
Yeah.
It was like a 60-yard touchdown or something.
I think
was it
the punter or somebody? I don't know why.
No,
I'm thinking about that.
No, it was just
because he scored.
Gosh, like,
that's, you know what? That was it. And we went back. Those fans at Sherlock.
They were just so upset because he got
going to get beat up.
How many? Do we have more plays like that than any team?
So many high hopes for that guy.
Somebody said the Mount interception at the end of the Sugar Bowl. That's to me. I mean, it was disappointing.
Scoop and score at the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, if we could have scooped and scored, that we could have won that game. You can. Here's one too. Real quick.
Mallet threw a couple. Did Mallet throw a pick or two against Alabama up there?
That was sort of painful at the end because we had a chance to win that. Again, that was great effort. It just one.
That's an interception.
Yeah, that's right.
The fish fumble. That's one. And I'm not going to rock on him about that. An interception or a fumble like that. That was what do you call it? If it's he just dropped it. He dropped the fumble. I mean, he dropped the ball. I mean, it's one of those things where he didn't. Nobody hit him.
Sports from their education division has anything to do with feds stopping all funds to schools that have shooting programs? Anything to that?
No, I'm not really. I mean, that is a legitimate concern, but we get that federal money. I mean, we've been putting it back into schools, and there's a lot of things that we're doing. You know, all the fine money collected from tickets written by game wardens. A lot of people think that goes into the general budget, or Game and Fish, makes money off those fines, but it's not the case. It actually goes back to the county and can only be used by Arkansas law for educational purposes. So there's some funding mechanisms. It's really more just to create a focus on recreational shooting and get more folks involved in it.
7 o'clock hour. Some leaders and the band in high school here in Arkansas, not football team. Football teams are practicing. Cheerleaders when we come back. I don't recall. And just watching that last night against A&M just made me just
My man. He said no. Don't even think about it.
Oh my gosh, he's so funny. Justin Moore, who's got a #1 hit right now. It's Me, You, and Whiskey with Priscilla Block. It's
Can
number
you
one.
sing a little bit of it?
He's got to go 5 days with being #1 for it to officially be his 12th #1. But regardless, he's back. I'm gonna tell you what, it's not easy to get to #1 on these rankings. It's an amazing accomplishment for him to have done that. This would be 12 times.
Listen, I'm watching that Ken Burns documentary again. It's just fantastic on country music. I've gone back after 4 episodes. I've gone back to start over again and listen. Some people only make #1 after posthumously.
Right.
And there's a few of them that have done that. You don't want that.
Richard Davenport corrects me. It was not Jonathan Williams. It was Cody Walker.
Thank you,
that
RD.
fumbled in the end zone. I'll tell you, but watching that last night again, it was such a fun time last night, countdown to kickoff. But watching that play again against A&M makes me nauseous. I was up in the press box in Jerry's World, and I'm thinking, what the other end, Trey? I'm thinking, no. He goes back. We go from going 21-0 to them going back, making it 14-7, and the game changed, and we never recovered.
And I don't think that he could have dove from where he was.
It's I get him running it. I know he regrets it because last night we asked the players, what's the one game you've sort of circled, and several of them said A&M because of that. So we're asking, what is the most painful play? The other thing before we talk to Shane Broadway, Trey Reed with a hangover here.
Trey.
Not a real hangover, but
hanging
a hangover
over the hour. Yes.
Yes. Is that so? One of the things that just popped in my head I want to do. So right now we got football teams that are practicing. We saw some products of Little Rock football last night. Andrew Chambly and Zach Williams. But you know what? Who else is out there practicing, Trey? Every morning, cheerleaders and band. Every day they're out there. So Roger, as we get close to the
sights and sounds,
I think I want to have a morning mayhem. We either do it one morning leading
cheer
up
camp,
maybe either cheer camp or band camp. Is I want somebody calling live with band performing, practicing in the morning. Because when you go out there, you think the football players are the only one practicing.
They're not.
No, and so who's got the best bands in Arkansas?
What would it take to have a marching band perform?
I thought about that too.
On the cul-de-sac at 2400 Cottondale Lane.
I thought about that too. You know what we do?
Throw it out there now. If any band, high school band, wants to come here and perform out in our parking lot,
we get somebody to cater and bring food.
Obviously, Corky's.
Who is the top band? Who are the top bands? Yeah, thanks, Joe. Who are the top bands? Who are the top bands in Arkansas high school?
I don't know.
You know what? Morning Mayhem needs to know.
No, a fact. We need to know. And it's another failure on my part for not knowing that.
I don't want to hear pads crunching. I want to hear at 6:30 or 7:00 the band out there practicing in the heat because they do it. Trey, you were a player.
And they're right there on the other field.
Yeah,
thing.
Raise your back and look over there. There's the band. 6:00. They're over there doing that. Let's speaking of Shane Broadway. Let's check in with him now. There, Raji Dodgy.
He's up.
He had the big announcement.
Morning, guys.
Hey, Shane, how are you?
I'm good. I can actually hear the Bryant band from my house practice in the morning on asphalt.
What time do they practice?
It's right about now.
Can you
so much respect.
Can you put the phone out the window? Very good. Horse, way to go, Brian.
Remember, every high school band in America played that in the 70s. It was the coolest song.
Window up.
All back.
So you made the announcement for the Salt Bowl. What's the details yesterday, Shane?
It is salt season, fellas. We just a few days away from playing a little bit of football. So we're excited about this year's Salt Bowl. Obviously, got a lot of great athletes going to be in this game that a lot of people are going to watch. Braylon Russell, who committed to the Hogs the other day. Daniel Anderson, a running back from Bryant, who's getting offers all over the weekend from all over the country. So we're going to have some great athletes. Bryant's got a quarterback whose dad played for us at ASU, Eddie Walker. And so it's if you are just a football lover, you're going to want to come see this game. But obviously, this is a rivalry between Benton and Bryant. And it's a little different this year, as you guys know. Our friends at Big Red, who were one of our first sponsors and made the game what it is today, are no longer with us, but Summerwood Sports is. And so they're helping us with the website, which is where you can find all the information, saltbowlar.com. You can buy your tickets electronically on the Salt Bowl website. You can see all the information. So don't go to Big Red or Circle K now. Circle K is still a sponsor, and we are very grateful for that.
Oh, very good.
They're obviously they're a nationwide company. You know, Big Red had their own system that they could handle doing tickets and T-shirts. And when you get with national companies, it's a little harder for them to change their system for one county, you know, to do tickets and T-shirts. So now we're going with electronic tickets.
Wow.
But there's also a cash option. You can go to Benton City Hall Monday through Friday, or you can go to Bryant Family Pharmacy on Highway 5 in Bryant and buy a cash ticket, get an actual paper ticket. We have people, obviously, that like me, who are technically challenged. So if you want a paper ticket, go to Benton City Hall or Bryant Family Pharmacy, but you can get that online. And then Stated Apparel in Benton stepped up this year because of the change. We don't have David Jr. handling T-shirts for us anymore.
What?
So, So Stated Apparel has stepped up to really help us out because we weren't sure what we were going to do with T-shirts, and everybody wants a Salt Bowl T-shirt.
Of course.
But now, because of them, we're going to have a lot more options. We've never had youth sizes because of what we had to do to get them all in bulk. So now we got youth sizes. You can buy them online. You'll be able to buy them at the stadium. There's going to be different versions of the shirt. You can get different colors. There's going to be tank tops. I mean, there's going to be hats. There's a lot more Salt Bowl merchandise by having Stated Apparel come on. So we're really excited about that. And that really actually helped us out because inflation really shot up T-shirts the last few years. And so it was a lost loser for us.
I feel
the last few years. So it's a lot of changes to tickets and T-shirts, but we do have a couple of additions. McDonald's is now one of our sponsors. They're going to have a contest at halftime, a 40-yard dash with a cup of French fries, and whoever has the most gets a big.
And if Baz has that
got me
and loses because he's eating fries on the run, listen, that
Somebody else said, is it because you ate them while you were running, or is it because they fell out?
I don't know,
what
but you had me a cup of French fries. Yeah, so you got a 40-yard dash. What else you got?
And then we'll have another chance to win tickets to the Arkansas Western Carolina game, which is the following week at War Memorial Stadium with Simmons Bank Field. We'll have two contestants with a chance to kick an extra point to win tickets to the Razorback Western Carolina game. So, fun. You know, we have the press conference, we have blood drives throughout
all
the
kind of
that
activities,
week, pep rallies. I mean, there's a lot of activities.
Yes,
a lot of
Sully's
activities.
Kick off our press conference, so we're excited about that.
Shane, who's got the better band between? I'm getting a lot of comments about. So somebody's saying Arkadelphia is by far the greatest band.
I think we've heard that.
7-year champions.
They won the state championship several years in a row.
Wow, I think I remember hearing about that. Here's what I want to do too. While we got you on the, sorry to interrupt you, Shane.
You're good.
If you're a band right now, if you're a parent or whatever, if you can drive by and put a phone up to any band that's practicing right now, you get on a Morning Mayhem immediately hearing the band practice.
Absolutely.
I would imagine the Bryant band has 8,000 members.
Are they still
It's
practicing?
pretty big.
Oh, yeah. Go, Brian. I think it's the Brian. You said the Legacy Band. Is that what it is?
Is that what's called? Do you remember what pop up?
Right, yeah.
Trey, what was
Yeah.
At the Salt Bowl is unique. We have both bands play together.
Well, you know what? Can I tell you, Shane, one of the great things I ever saw was at the War Memorial when we played UAPB, when both the UAPB bands and the Razorback band got together.
Yep.
It was so cool. I wonder what Frank Burrows would think now. You know, he didn't want to play. And look what's that.
He wouldn't be able to get back. He'd go, Rick,
what are you
I
doing?
don't hear Barry Switzer. Hey, listen, I heard go ahead. I'm sorry, Trey.
We played UAPB at Jonesboro one time and announced that they were going to play. The UAPB band was going to play the full show after the game. Yep. There were more people there after the game than there were during the game.
Yeah, they sell tickets.
Yes,
they sell tickets.
They're great. And Pine Bluff, if you want in pure entertainment, Pine Bluff High School. Anytime Brian or Benton have ever played Pine Bluff High School.
Trey,
that's right. That's right, Shane. Yeah, great band. Great band.
I heard. I watched and listened to the Summerwood Sports
podcast.
Yeah, podcast. Yeah, they had Coach Brad Harris on when I listened yesterday with Coach Dexter Hendricks and David Hendricks Jr. They were on there, and it was fascinating to listen to Brad talk about his career, where he came from, what he did when he was up north before he got down this way and all that. And they were talking about the Salt Bowl, and they're pretty excited about it. I think Benton's got a chance to go further. I mean, you get to the state championship, not just a Salt Bowl, but it's a new era with the Salt Bowl.
Well, you got a new coach at Bryant. You got a new coach at Bryant. How many years in a row has Bryant won?
I've lost count. It's like 10, 11, 12, 13.
Wow.
I think Benton has their best team that they've had in a while. They've got a great group of kids, and I'm really excited because I think it is going to be a great game. And Benton's always there at the beginning. That's been the challenge. If Benton can strike early, get a touchdown on the board, and build a little confidence, I think they can keep it close and make it a real good game, and may have a chance to win. And they've had those chances the last couple of years and didn't capitalize on them. I think Brad would say that. So if you're not able to attend the game, I'll say right quick, it will be carried live on the bus. Representative R.J. Hawk will be on the call, sponsored by Summerwood Sports. And so we appreciate their continued support in their new venture. So we're excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have a pay-per-view option as well.
Mr. Saline County, Shane Broadway. Thanks, Shane. Always good to hear from you.
Thanks,
and
Shane.
I appreciate you guys having us on.
Hope to see you soon. Listen,
We'll see you soon.
Yeah, that's a big operation. You mentioned more sponsors than we did last night at the countdown to kickoff.
Right.
A lot of folks are texting in. I'm telling you, Bentonville is by far the most successful marching band in Arkansas. It's a sight to behold. Here's one. I'm a former marching band member at Magnolia, 72 through 74, UCA 74 through 78. Somebody says Cabot has an awesome band. They have played at Macy's Parade. So,
oh wow, okay. You know what? I think we knew that, didn't at the Thanksgiving?
I think they remember
a couple of years ago. Yes, last year, a couple of years maybe.
Trey, do you play an instrument at all?
No, I do not. No. Probably one of my greatest regrets.
I'm with you.
And it's not too late, David. We've got a few years left. We could learn something.
I go to Josh. Josh, true or false? There was a Razorback football player who also, when he was in high school, he would play football, and then at halftime would play in the band.
That's got to be true.
That's exactly the way I phrased it. You say yes. You remember who it was, Raj? He's a big dude.
Oh, Dan Hampton.
Nope. I don't think he played.
What was his instrument?
I think it was. It's a good question.
I think it was the pan flute. If it's the guy I'm thinking about,
I think Davis. Now, don't say that. Listen, Isaac Davis is 6'3", 320. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, is he listening?
Yeah, maybe.
You know what? He was the best. He was the best.
Find out what instrument he played. But
look up Larry Zamfir. Look up Larry Zamfir.
He had to be a lineman, right?
He was a big lineman. That's
right.
Yeah. Is that who it was? Was it Larry Zamfir with a pan flute? Is that
handyman?
Hold on. Can we go back to this player that he wasn't in the halftime
Isaac
meetings?
Davis.
So,
yes.
if he's getting ass whipped, he's not getting coaching.
Listen, he was an All-American. He was not getting whipped. Yeah,
that's fine.
That helps.
I was just saying.
Some of his in Arkansas.
Well,
one that says, "Hey Trey, what about what if we put bounty on the hogs? Would that help?"
Maybe. It's hard to say. I'll come back to what I said earlier, though, about when you incentivize something, you create a reason for people to want to spread them around and make more of them. And bounties have had very mixed results in the past. I'll just put it that way.
Here, Trey, what does a projected blue wing migration look like for the year?
I don't know about blue wings specifically, but a lot of the early September teal season here in Arkansas, September 15th, I believe, is when that opens. And a lot of that we just need some of those early cold fronts when it drops the temperature from 90 to 75, 78. When we get those, we have some teal. Of course, some rainfall would help to put some water in some places. But talking to some folks from Delta Waterfowl who were here for the big expo last weekend. Overall, we had a lot of snow in the Prairie Pothole region last year, some early spring rains, all that snow melt. There's a lot of water up there. The fall flight of ducks should be pretty good this year. We just need some cold weather to get them down here.
Some folks are saying Isaac Davis played the trumpet. Listen, I know in the band.
Yeah.
But I don't think he. I don't.
I don't.
I've heard that he
ever
did not play in the band while he was actually playing.
I can't.
Actually went back on the field. Is that what I
in
understand?
The uniform.
In the uniform, and I've seen that around the country. That which I think is really cool. What is percussion, Raj?
That is your horn section.
Is it? No, is it? No, sorry.
No, that's your drum.
That's the drum. Okay, you were close on that.
Well, no, if you watch the James Brown movie, everything was a drum. He made everything right, even the horns. Everything was a drum.
Real quick, too. I want to two things here. I want to do here. We'll take this call first, Roger. Then I want to play the Ricky Williams clip from last night, talking about the value of staying in Arkansas and being a Razorback as opposed to going out of state. But I mentioned yesterday, Roger, about the Junior PGA Championship going on, one of the biggest golf tournaments in America. Right over in Hot Springs, 300 golfers.
Listen, what's going on?
Yeah, with 5 different countries, for like almost every state represented.
Great tournament. We were up in Conway a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that was big
events happening around here.
Hey, Don, what's up?
Hey guys, I got the opportunity to go by that yesterday at Hot Springs Country Club, and it was just like the senior PGA. I mean, like the studs. They had all the Rolex watch clocks and all that out, and they announced when kids got to tee off, they'd call their name, what state they were from. I mean, it was incredible. I mean, you felt these kids, and they could crush the ball. It was incredible watching these kids hit the ball as far as
they're the best in the country. Matter of fact, Phil Mickelson, Tiger Woods, all of them played in this same junior PGA deal. So you're looking at future superstars in golf over in Hot Springs, and I think. What's today? Is today Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they will play through Friday, right? I guess Friday wraps everything up.
Right. This is the cut day. Today they'll cut it down, and then the last 2 days will be the final folks playing women and men. They're playing on both courses, and as hot as it is, those kids just it was incredible. It was, people, if you get a chance to go out, even if you just watch 2 holes and go home, you will be impressed with these young people.
It's almost intimidating to see a kid who's 18 knock it 350 yards. And these are women too, young women, and how good they are. Roger, they're shooting in the 60s at age. Like, why do you do that? All right, Don. Thanks so much for the update.
All right, you guys.
Appreciate that,
Don.
It's listen. You're looking at the best in the country. You're playing it in Hot Springs this week. So
that's a fact.
Now you know the rest of the story.
Thank you, Paul.
I asked I think we asked questions about the value of being in state. I said, hey, with Trey, we were asking, can we expect? We were talking about legacies. So you got the Henry legacy with Hunter Henry, Mark Henry, Hudson Hayden, and then we talked about Ricky Williams, Zach Williams. I said, was there any pressure to maybe be can we look forward to another generation of? And this is what Ricky said about coming into Arkansas and being a Razorback. Yeah, that's Ricky Williams. But I will say this. Here's the deal. People, I've heard this before. Well, you're a Razorback. You got it made. If you weren't. Well, here's the deal. There are hundreds of Razorbacks that graduate every year in different sports, and over the years there are thousands. Just because you're a former Razorback doesn't mean you're going to be successful. But I'll tell you, there's no doubt. I came to this state knowing if I could achieve some success on the field, this was a state that I could stay in and be impactful in the community. That was 16-year-old Basil looking at that going, man, the way they give so much respect and attention to Razorbacks, I thought if I could do
he said good, he said good, especially if you're a good Razorback.
That's right. Yeah, but not everybody's good. But you still
No.
But you're on the field, on the court. That's
you're
right.
a Razorback. We know some that come around here and we didn't know. You know, when I think of Cliff Harris's boy.
Yeah, Matt Harris. Yeah,
but we don't talk about
That's
Matt
right.
that much now. But
Right,
he was a
yeah, that's
you know
right.
what I mean. But and then the fellas up there that are who's working for Walmart.
Well, look at Kevin Scanlon. It's
No
been there
doubt.
for 30 years.
No, you know, listen, it's going to open a door for you. Just like anything else.
It helps you. That's no
Of course
question.
it does.
It gives you opportunities.
It's a fraternity.
That's right.
And that's what it is.
But then you also have to do your part. You just can't go and roll in there.
No.
But I'm saying,
you know what? Whatever it takes to get the job, you got to perform to keep it.
It's the land of opportunity.
Absolutely. I mean, it's going to move you a little bit closer to the front of the line.
Listen, Roger, being friends with Trip Trap Trey Reed here, got us on Little River the other day. Very nice cabin.
Roger always jokes, but I think this is funny. Roger always gives me when I sign something. What do I sign? How do I sign?
I've got to come up. I want a phrase that I can sign with everything, and that is "Go Hogs."
I'll say sign David Bowser. If somebody says, you'll say 53. And sometimes I'll
You'll
put
do 53.
81, 85. Go Hogs.
Go Hogs. Yeah. Because you can.
Yeah.
As a fan, I need my own little additive to my signature when I do something. Instead of thanks for listening.
Yeah. What would we put for Raj? Movie star.
Well, you know what? I didn't want to say it, but I don't. You know what? I don't know. I know something. Trumper.
What does Roger need to say on his signature?
And you got that, Trey? What do? Do you go game and fish?
AGF.
When did you sign with? When did your first job with AG?
When did I start?
Yeah,
so 2006.
Okay, so you go AG apostrophe. Now you gotta figure out
611-1037. How does Roger, like I have Go Hogs? What does Roger need to sign?
You know that, and you know what, and if you want to, you can go HOFer.
Hall of Fame. I could do. Champions for 2016, 17, 18, 19, and wow. Obviously, they're not in there. I don't think that we quite get our signal gets that far. But I want to hear band practicing on Morning Mayhem. All you can do is drive by, hold the phone up, and that's what we want to hear from now until football season. By the way, Lauren Hoover, one of our faithful listeners,
last night. Yeah,
she was there last night. She just passed her crop duster. Crop dusters are everywhere. It's meant to be.
We don't even know it, and she's watching it. Yeah, it's good to see her too.
All right, 661-1037 is the phone number if you want to text or call. 7:30 Morning Mayhem. Yeah, I didn't even read the newspaper because I overslept this morning.
Yeah.
So, Josh, real quick on that.
Framber Valdez of the Houston Astros.
Say it again, who?
Framber Valdez.
Framber.
Framber.
What in the
You would
heck?
like him, Baz, because he does not speak English. I know you have a
Framber. I've never heard of a Framber before.
Then say it with a proper accent.
Framber.
Framber. Have you ever heard of a Framber?
And Big J,
Trey?
The Astros, they also traded for Justin Verlander back yesterday.
Yes, I think I heard about that.
Yeah.
So, at first lefty ever throw a no-hitter for the
Astros, yep.
Framber. Hey, Framber. Who names your kid Framber? Maybe it's just
Fran
special meaning.
Drescher.
Let's see some of our calls here, Raj.
All right. Hello, Tony from BV. What's BV?
Yes,
Bentonville?
yes, David Baswell. Yeah, I actually have one that had time for me that says David Baswell with your number on there. And Roger could do Roger Scott Hog Song because I look forward to the songs that he writes for the
Song, he said song guy?
GJ, so Roger Scott what?
Hog Song.
Hog Song.
Hog Song.
Look at you,
Hog-
Tony. Very
listen,
nice.
I liked it. Listen, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate you listening to us. You know, and I had some folks ask me about why didn't I sing a song last night, and it was because it was
He refused.
I refused to because what do you call it? Where it's,
you wanted your song
artistic
or no-
differences?
You wanted your song or no song? I can't
That's
believe
exactly right. It was the the song
We
that I
miss
wanted
you.
to perform.
Wow.
It should have been okayed because it's a generic one and it works every year.
Let's see, what is it? Proud to be a
From the
Razorback.
land of Garland County to the hills of Fayetteville, across the Arkansas Delta, the pride that we all feel. We'll play it later.
Yeah, by the
From
way.
Ashdown up to Piggott, Van Buren to DeWitt.
Come on.
Well, there's pride in every Arkansan's heart.
Get
We
your
will
bottom.
and never quit. Well, I'm proud to be a Razorback in the land of opportunity, where I'll stand and cheer and give a yell and shout, woo-wee. Yes, I'll proudly stand up and call the Hogs as we watch them win today.
Stand up, everybody.
Because there ain't no team I'd rather see. God bless the U of A. It's like I have a white shield, like a great white bomb. Go right over my eye.
Whiskey.
Yeah, listen, that's number one, but it didn't.
Watch Roger do that. We almost went. By the way, let's get Sundown Kid. I'll mention some of the other folks that have said they've got names for you, signatures for you.
Oh, very good. Sundown Kid, Roger Scott, what?
I know you, and here's your signature line. When you sign your name, it's going to be from your Garland County bros. You put down there, Shakalaka.
I like it. What a goodie.
Here's some on our text line. Roger Meow Scott.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Meow.
like
That's good. Got the office talks. Get Tug of War. That's so good. That Roger.
Always looking up. Okay.
Yes. That's
See, there's a positive spin there.
yes. If you got a question for Trey, he'll be here. Below the knee. Oh my gosh, below the knee. I said. Some people play Petrino. Yeah.
Oh, great stories from the guys about him too, right?
Oh, there's some good stuff.
He's
there.
kicking people off the practice field.
He kicked his offensive coordinator off the practice
for
field. I
laughing
think.
at him because
Yes.
was it Tyler that stepped on his foot?
I think so. Bentonville, Bryant, Lake Hamilton, Van Buren, Cabot, Paragould are all fantastic bands. By the way, we also, we have Trey up here. We got bonus time with Trey. You're the game and fish, but you are one of the great linebackers to ever play for the Zebras, right?
Right.
If you say so.
And I think, is Pine Bluff the only zebra mascot in the state?
Actually, it's
What?
not. I think Black Rock is the Zebras.
Well, where's
as
Black
well.
Rock?
Up in northeast Arkansas, Pocahontas area.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think. We've always thought we've done that show too about the most unique high school mascot. Obviously, the Sand Lizards is one that always.
Well, there's only one Razorback high school
down in the Texarkana where Ron Mallett played.
How about that?
Night we obviously did the tribute to Ron Mallett, the countdown to kickoff. Thank all of our sponsors, everybody who bought tickets there last night. It was a fun night. Current and former players. It showed Ron Mallett. Did you see his uniform for Texas High? He was on.
You know what? I don't know if I noticed that. Maybe I saw.
It was the same colors as Texas.
Yeah.
And so I guess you got Texas High and Arkansas High. I was thinking he played at Arkansas High, but he was at Texas High. And I'll tell you, last year we talked about, one of the things we talked about last night, being in the moment because you don't know what tomorrow holds. And that we were there last year's Trey, and you had two of the tallest Razorback quarterbacks to ever play on stage together. Matt Jones, 6'6", Ryan Mallett, 6'7". Of course, Ryan was not there last night. And the young lady that was with him in the water was there last night.
Yeah.
That had to be a little tough for her to but I thought it was great that she was there and her aunt was there. Matt, I believe his name is Matt. Her name is Madison Carter.
Yeah, I just cannot imagine when you're looking up there on that screen and your family and all that, and you see him moving, and you're staring right at this huge screen with him on there and all that. And listen, it's not been a year. It's not been 3 years. It's not been 5 years. It's been roughly, you can still count the days.
I mean, all those guys that, Travis Swanson, DJ Williams, and Tyler Wilson, all are 35. I mean, it's just, but anyway, it just was, it was sort of sobering.
Yeah.
It had to be for her sort of, that's probably the first public event where, I'm sure the Razorbacks will probably wear something with, 15 on it or maybe something like that.
Yeah. He was just so good when you look at him and listen, Bill Belichick saw something in him.
Let's squeeze in the Duffer real quick. Got some more messages on our text line. Here's one that says Black Rock is zebras, but no longer has a school.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That it might have been a victim of consolidation.
7 miles from Walnut Ridge. Signatures for Roger. Mark Finkelgren.
Mark it.
Here's one. Ghost Scott. Roger Scott, Ghost Hunter.
Okay.
I love that.
All right.
Let's see here. Trey's right. Black Rock Zebras. State winners last year. Falk, Arkadelphia, Paragould, Van Buren, and Bentonville. Others worth mentioning: Cabot, Fayetteville, Bryan, Springdale, Harbor, Lake Hamilton, Salem Springs. I want some love for band.
Man, you've gotten the band folks stirred up this morning.
I'm the first guy to criticize the Razorback band when they play, what is it, Hey Jude. I'm sorry. We could be better. But I really, truly appreciate, because I, as a football player, I think, those young people are out there practicing just as hard as we are. It's hot. Right, they got those heavy uniforms on.
Listen, another failure.
Oh my gosh, did you just hear that? Did
another
you just hear that?
Yeah.
You almost like circled the drain.
No, it was not circle the drain. It was that I was
you were processing while you're
processing.
Wow.
I'll tell you something.
Mark the
after I realized that the band members now, once I got older, they partied.
Oh,
and the chicks
right,
that they partied
right,
because they became the garage bands, and they partied. And they're they're promotion directors for the Signal Media. They're opening.
Yes,
I mean, Tragically White. Those guys were in the bands, and they were doing that. And they had the chicks, and they're partying. They're doing all kinds of stuff. And it was another failure of mine.
What is the toughest? Let's go to break. Let's play Matt's game when we come back. We're gonna play Matt's game twice today. We're gonna play with our guest coming up. We got a former Razorback cheerleader coming up. What do you think, Trey, is the most difficult instrument to play in the band in March?
Oh man,
because you're breathing heavy. You're having to. I would think obviously the big boys play the big.
Probably one of the woodwind or brass instruments.
Oh my gosh!
What did you just say?
What'd you say?
Woodwind or brass instruments.
Let me tell you something. That's why your dad made the comments that he did, and that's why I echoed those by going, he's one of the most learned people that I know, and can still do what he did.
The entire dish that you cooked for us?
Picanha steak with chimichurri sauce, and then we did a potato hash with mojo lime cilantro.
I can't even look at him. It's like there's a glow about him.
Hey, what about? He's got Gone with the Wind.
That gives us our T-shirts there.
Yes.
He says Hot Springs Hops and Hobos.
Hobos. Just put hobos.
Shirt today. Can you believe that?
Or you go ho-hos. Hop Street ho-hos.
I almost wore that shirt today. Designed by Locker Room Athletics. That's the deal. Naked guard, no brainer.
Yes. All right. If you want to win something, call right now 661-1037 for Match Game.
Oh, what's that music?
Was there music back? Was there? Yeah, we gotta get the music out of there. Yes. Yeah, we want him without the music.
Yeah, I'll send you the original. I'll send you.
No. I want you in the.
You and Acapulco.
Listen, Elvis had a live version.
No, I got you.
Yes,
I got you. But we need to put the original. In.
Well, the reason why I put it in there, I was able to time up the bass with when Roger says stand up.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So if you just want to isolate it, it's fine. Well, it's over now.
Okay. Let's go. Let's go squeeze it. Let's hit our mask game, Roger.
Let's just go right into it here, Roger. Why don't you just go ahead and squeeze it? Here we go, right here. Let's do this right here. Come on. What?
Let's get Bradley on there. I have a couple things. Just some of the Roger Scott, another signature. We have a situation. Someone says woodwind, brass, and percussion families. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You immediately make the room smarter when you walk in it. All right,
I totally do. What are we playing for?
What are we playing for, Josh?
We were playing for tickets to go see The Offspring.
Wow, a lot of Offspring. Now, if they don't want Offspring tickets, do we have an option?
Elias.
Hey, I saw Elliot yesterday.
Where?
And Keith. Ellie came up and we're looking at some of my house, some things at my house.
Some of your house.
And she is catering now. Ellie is catering. How about that?
Are you saying they're catering our show?
No, they're catering food all over the place. As a matter of fact, Game and Fish is where she said I think she'd catered some.
Oh, nice.
How about that?
Well, very good. You know what?
I must have missed that meeting.
We've got to check on that. So you saw Donnie Anderson last night and been trying to get him for 5 years to cater some food to us.
Brad.
Absolutely.
My friend, good luck.
Don't throw your answer out yet. Give us a chance to get our answer.
Yes.
Because of our topic today, we're gonna go band blank. B-A-N-D, band blank. Think about it. Josh, you got an answer? Trey's is writing down his answer. There's a couple different. There's not many directions you go, but there are a few. Raj, you got yours?
Done.
All right, Bradley, what you got?
First thing in your mind, Bradley.
Leader.
Band leader. Very good one. Let's go to Josh. Josh, what'd you have?
Band of Brothers.
Band of Brothers. That one because we went to Francis. Trey.
I went with Band Aid.
Band Aid. Very good.
As I'm listening to the music, Band Camp came into my head, but I went Band Aid. Band Aid.
Band Camp was one of the ones I came up with well, but the first one on my list.
Bradley,
we
are the show that helps people win. That's outstanding.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Have a great day.
It's like Justin Ward told you. Write down 6 answers. You go, that is one of them that
I mentioned too, and color guard during marching season as well. There's you've got the band, you've got cheerleaders, and you've got the color guard. So the color guard is that what is that all made up of in the color guard?
That's the folks that present the flags.
Yeah, you've got multiple. You usually
those cats I don't mess with.
Is it 4 or
They're
5?
Serious. I've seen 3 or 4.
And you also have not only do you have a band and cheerleaders, you have the flag girls and guys.
Flag
I don't want to be sexist. Flag girls and guys because maybe they're doing the flag stuff.
The ribbon.
And you have the baton. You have the baton, right? Batons.
Yes.
What is that called?
Majorettes, right?
Majorettes. Yes.
Yes.
And listen, you try to throw that thing up in the air that high and see what happens.
Yeah, catch it. Yeah, try to do
Very
it.
good.
It's hard enough to
There would be
spin
an
plates.
injury if I tried that.
Oh, there's no doubt. And
catch one right in the teeth.
See, I feel like football players miss out on that.
Yeah, you do.
Because you don't get to see that at halftime, and unless you're Isaac Davis, you're coming back at halftime to perform.
Right.
No,
No,
that's listen. Somebody said, "Don't forget the dance team." That's exactly right. The dance team.
All of them. All of them.
We're very appreciative. Yeah. Again, so what I want now to football season, if you've got a kid that's playing, drive by during the show, put your phone out. Let's hear the band play.
Let's hear the band pull over.
And then if maybe we might pick out one band.
I think
to
we got to
come
have a
here
band to come perform
in the cul-de-sac. Oh my God. I don't know how it's the cul-de-sac arena.
Call it.
We've got a big cul-de-sac and we perform out there
in the round.
in the round. Hey, do want to thank everybody last night again. It was really a cool event. It was great to see Razorback. Sort of get you in the mood.
Well, it was the first day of August, so it opened up a brand new month. It began August. It began football season with us, and you announced next week
the touchdown club on Tuesday.
Run?
Think about this. Last night there were 4 current players there while we were talking about the season. I thought that
awesome.
was it. So that's another reason we
Always
picked this 11-1.
It's that time of year, and it's really cool to me as the outdoor guy because it sort of roughly parallels the hype for football season because we're a month out from 32 days out, or no, 30 days out, I guess, from the opening day of dove season. Or I guess it's the same. It's September 7th.
It's back here in Arkansas.
Well, a lot of people, but it's a lot of people be out there on opening day, but it's that I call it, it's that time where we're turning the corner. It's still hot, it's still miserable outside.
Yes,
the kids are practicing football or band or
back
whatever.
to school is going on.
We can see those cooler fall days ahead. The excitement of football season, the excitement of hunting season. We're on the cusp.
Absolutely.
We are on the cusp.
Back to school notebooks all over the grocery store.
Somebody says here, Color Guard is part of the band. They are the flag girls. So maybe that's Color Guard. What is the? You're talking about the group who does the flag. Yeah.
No, you're talking about that guy. Yeah, the Color Guard. That's the guys that come out or ladies that come out with the flag.
Usually from a military or law enforcement.
Oh, I thought they were acting like they called the entire group the Color Guard.
No, they might. I don't know.
They might.
The flags are actually called Color Guard in the band too. Some of them spin rifles and sabers and other stuff too. Now, that's cool. Yeah, that's what. Listen, we're just all. Oh my gosh, Roger, here's another one. Another Roger Scott signature. You have so many opportunities.
So many activities.
Wrestling Man, aka Wrestling Man.
Others that.
That's exactly right.
Naked Garter's still.
I think right now Naked Garter is clubhouse leader, but you can't beat all the other things. I mean, this right here is rivaling, if you will, any of the rocket names for Frank.
We were also asking which was the toughest instrument in some to march and play. So obviously, because they weigh so much, tuba and the big bass drum. Now, listen, if I could choose to play one instrument, it would be. I'll just say, as a former player, it was so cool to go warm up and hear you want to hear one thing, the drums. You just did that.
That sounds like a machine gun in Army.
When they do it real fast.
Right.
But it's something about drums, the beat of the drums. And
the beat of the drums. Well, because it's tribal.
It's tribal. It's tribal. It's just can you find me some drums in the system?
I'm looking for the tribal.
It was yes, it's just something that when you hear the drums playing.
Absolutely. It brings out the beast.
And then we would go out there, we did Trey, and if Razorbacks used to drive me crazy, our coaches would Come on. Put up.
Appreciate y'all letting me hang out and wow.
Yeah, listen.
I'm ready to go run through Houston Nutt to give me a speech. Through the wall of the buzz.
Thanks, Trey. Folks can find you if they got a question they didn't get answered today.
AGFC.com. Best way to get a hold of me or find out more game and fish info.
Awesome. Thanks, Trey. Appreciate that, buddy. All right, we got a former Razorback cheerleader promoting a special event for women, learning about football when we come back. And that's Queen taking us to break. 8 o'clock here at Morning Mayhem and the band.
Now you know the rest of the story.
Woo! Wow, chill bumps.
How about that?
I get chill bumps from that.
Me too.
Roger, we've got a special guest in studio, and I think she should be introduced with one special song if you can.
I'm going to get that song.
Yes, why don't you find that for us? If you want to be part of the show, 661-1037. Coming up a little bit later, too, we'll visit one of the top pickleball players in America. Little Rock Athletic Club. Tito's coming up. I mean, he's got national titles. We're just learning to play the game, but that's coming up in the 9 o'clock hour. But right now, Roger.
She just snapped for Brian. Dude, I can't. I can just do the motions right now. Like, come Thank you.
Or at least once,
Yes,
right? What was it
yeah.
for the last time you were in?
The Bryant Boys and Girls Club.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. You were a cheerleader from 2003 to 2007.
I was.
What year? That was Houston.
Houston Knight and Stan Heath.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So Brandon Hammonds was my partner the last 2 years.
Did you and Brandon do the perfect cheer?
Oh, we did the perfect cheer.
He do with the flippity flip with
Oh,
you?
he did the flippity
The
flip.
flip?
Yeah.
Video where it didn't happen.
People don't know this, but you're most of the time former cheerleaders are invited to come up there and cheer.
So I have been back with my partner that year. I went with another guy that cheered kind of behind me.
Yes.
But I'm getting close to being ground bound at 38 years old. I feel like at some point I probably
Ground-bound.
should like stay on the ground.
Well,
you know?
people don't realize, Raj, it is extremely dangerous. I mean,
geez.
Houston,
Absolutely.
there are people that are paralyzed and hurt every year.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
a real
part,
thing.
part
Yeah.
of it from doing those high level.
The flippity flip.
So also people may not know this, but there was a change on the Hill recently in regard to cheering. Gene Nail had been the person for
legend
for 30, 40 years. It was in love Gene, but it was time for a change.
It was.
Yeah.
She was ready.
So they brought in one of her people.
Yes.
And then she was there for how long?
So I guess probably like 5 or 6 years.
Yes,
I think.
and
Brooke
then,
Palmer was
yes,
there.
so
Yeah.
that was Brooke. And then now they brought in somebody from completely outside.
Which is for us OGs, you know, like, and I don't know the person, so they may be fabulous, right? But it's like, oh, we just had like Gene. Everyone knew exactly what it was going to be with Gene, so it's kind of like, how's it going to turn out now? You know, because we're like tradition. That's our thing in Arkansas at the U of A. Everything is tradition.
I've always thought, Raj, the most difficult being a cheerleader would be the most difficult for a losing team. You know.
But they can do it. Absolutely.
Yes, you do. And you have those cameras on you, especially like CBS is the worst. They're on you for like 5 minutes and you haven't scored a touchdown in like, I don't know, like 8 years. And it's like, over and over and over again. But, you know, you just do the thing.
Yeah. Thing that you think that looking back think we could have done that better. If you had to go back, would you say, hey, you know, if I was in charge, I would do this with our group?
So I think one thing that was important to Gene that's not important to teenagers is community involvement.
Yeah.
And Gene really did push that. And so like we would go to daycares and nursing homes and do stuff like that.
That's cool.
And I think if we even integrated that even more as you have to think these are 18-year-olds coming in, you know, understanding what a role you play as a representative of the state.
Yes.
I think I don't think you could do enough of that.
Sure. Well, you went to the heart. I'm going to be much more superficial than that. I think we need to
like
have
bigger hair poofs,
we need to have a way to call the hogs as a group where we all do it at one time. For example, like A&M. So where you've got a half a stadium, 30,000 people, where it can all be coordinated, where you look down. All right, Watch the cheerleaders because they're going to start the hog call, and you way down there, you're not doing your start. You're looking at it like you didn't even think about that.
Simple at Alabama, roll tide. But our hog call, and then it's when do you pick suey? Like, is there a pause? Is there not a pause?
Yeah, there's a certain amount of time. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to hold. We have to hold this for 6 seconds. Yeah.
And then what do you think about it? It's your generation, right? You know what?
In the Broyle Center,
Yes.
Is that what they still call it? The Broyle Center, right? The complex at the end of the. You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yes.
Like sit down, clap. No, ooh. Like it is. Woo.
Yeah,
Nothing else to bitch about, so that's what. Thing is, we always wonder how come you don't call the hogs enough.
Yeah, we
concert that you go through and go, well, it's not time yet, or what happens?
Yeah.
We need a leader in this.
I know. I agree.
Obviously, that's something we about this, but it drives me crazy. We played Hey Jude in the fourth quarter. It just drives me crazy. It just it's not.
Members learn their instruments more because maybe it's an easy song. I don't know.
Yes, to your business at hand. How do cheerleaders view the Pomp Squad? Do you like they're below you or equals?
Wow, don't fall.
Oh yeah, don't worry. Completely equal, but they got to have more fun.
They do.
They get to have way more fun. So back in my day, people this is like a big faux pas now. Like we have weigh-ins and body fat testing.
What?
Like we're
put you ladies in the foot. What was it? Homecoming? What was it?
Well, yes, the things have changed a lot.
They've changed a lot, and so but the Pomp Squad always got way more. Like they were. That was the band. I'm not gonna lie. Like if you want to know who parties the hardest at all the games,
because they party.
Yes.
Squad the same as the dance squads.
That's the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Some of the routines are like, hello, wow, like wow. So were they edgier of the girls?
They were probably a little more edgy.
Okay.
Yeah, they were for more fun.
Can I tell you also too? People don't realize that some of my best friends back when I played were guy cheerleaders, and they got all the girls.
Absolutely. And most of them are former athletes that didn't play in college, and they're like, tickets to the sideline, I'm in. Like that's why I showed up in the first place, because they were like, I can stand on the field,
and you get to meet other cheerleaders.
And then they're
too.
like, wait, there's all hot chicks here.
Yes.
All of them are here right now with me. Yes. Yes.
Now.
I live in Bryant in Saline County, and I am an entrepreneur. Excuse me. And entrepreneur, have a couple businesses there. Empire Kids, which is a youth recreational facility. It's cheerleading, gymnastics, ninja. I started it out of my garage. I was a school teacher and wanted to go to Jamaica on vacation, but I was broke. And at that time, school teachers didn't make what they make now, right? Making like 30 grand, and I hadn't had my house. And so I started teaching lessons out of my garage and just couldn't keep up with them. And so I rented a back room, and that is now steamrolled into, we serve thousands of kids every week. And we
all
have
ages?
They pretty much start about 2 years old and go to about 14 or 15. That is the age where am I going to stay in or am I not? Like in every sport, right? We have a licensed childcare facility, Connect Academy for Children. And in downtown Benton, they've done amazing work to revive the historic area. And so above Baja Grill and Revival, we have a co-working and event venue called The Space.
Okay.
So that's a lot of fun.
So event space.
Yeah. And people come work there during the day that work from home. Like if you don't want to sit at home with your, laundry and stuff, you can go work there. So it's pretty cool.
So you would come to that place if you work at home instead of going to the office.
Yes.
Internet nuts this time.
Yeah, exactly. Because so many places don't have offices anymore.
Wow.
But people need to like get out. And then, we talked about in the car with Maddie on the way here about the, recluseness of everybody staying home and being used to it during the pandemic. And it's a way to build relationships. And
you can't.
people.
Can you wear pajamas at
You
this
can
place?
wear whatever you want.
What you would wear at home. Can you wear your Very good.
Do you pay your bill? Yes. Can you wear pajamas? Yes.
Yes. Well, Roger, and not only does she doing, and we'll get again to the event that you're talking about, but she also does a podcast.
Oh, I do. Yes, I have a podcast. I'm going to say my podcast on air. It's called The Grit Crusade.
Grit Crusade.
Grit, like GRIT, which stands for Getting Real in the Trenches. And so I just had RJ Hawk on here. Y'all's coming out. So if people that are podcasters, he's going to be. Oh, that didn't sound good, did it? Be coming out.
All right. Very good.
So fun. I'm getting to hear really cool stories of people, learn stuff about people. And
so here's what we do. When you leave, before you leave, go and talk to Josh, because Josh has the national podcast. He was just fired recently. And so, so he will tell you the things you should not do.
Glad he's here. So he can tell me all the bad stuff.
Yes, he can. He can give you, he does a podcast every day. How often do you do your podcast?
Once a week.
Okay.
Once a week.
It's Roger to do a once a week podcast.
Daily is committed.
Yeah, daily is you're having
and Summerwood Sports. I don't. That may be once a week. I don't know, depending on who they have it on.
People again. Let's everybody do a podcast. It's tougher than you think. It takes a lot.
It is and a lot of coordination, a lot of effort. I have a great production team, Luminate Media, that they take my files for me and they do all the editing and put it on YouTube and get it on all the.
Well, see now there's video with this. Right?
So
it used to be when it.
Video your podcast, and I'm like, why? I'm not talking to the camera. It doesn't matter. People like to watch it. Like they like to sit there and watch me with a microphone. They do. It's a thing.
I guess it was Pat Lynch. I remember back at Clear Channel, there was a new thing called streaming that started when I was over there, and it was called internet radio.
How about that?
As well.
That?
That's podcast.
Isn't that crazy?
Is what they. Well, we have a mutual friend, Sharon Short, has just texted me to tell.
On our board for the Impact One Foundation, which is why we're here today, right?
Yes,
and I've got Becca Wilkerson here as our executive director, and Matt is here. She's our committee chairperson. And so through opening all those businesses and serving Saline County families, we saw a huge need. The co-founder, Lisa Weeks, and I, we're seeing kids dropping out of our programs with our youth recreational business. And it wasn't because they didn't like it. They didn't drop their ninja class if they didn't like it or cheer. It was life change events, divorce. Grandparents pay for a lot of extracurricular activities. So a death of a grandparent, loss of a job. So when life is getting crazy, kids get pulled from their activities, and that's their only constant. Yeah. That's their 1 hour. They don't have to worry about is food on the table or the bills being paid or mom and dad fighting. And we were like, we can do better. And so we founded this organization, not really knowing what we were doing, because nonprofit, it's easy to say I want to have a nonprofit, but to actually have a nonprofit, hired a full-time staff member, and now Becca's our director. We've got 12 amazing board members, and we are just completely dedicated to raising funds for kids and awareness that they need leadership development poured into them. And so we do that through two programs, our tuition assistance program, which helps parents pay. So it doesn't pay for, it helps parents pay. So they can apply for like 25 to 75% for their sports or classes or art lessons or whatever it is. And then Becca, you want to talk about the sports locker real quick that we just started with the partnership of Everett?
So, being able to pay for it's only half of it. You also have to have the equipment and to have that stick-to-itiveness. And we want to be able to assist in all of those areas. So we have our sports locker sponsored by Everett. They bought us a trailer. So we collect and disseminate new and gently used sports equipment to those areas that need it. And it's really cool how it works out. Like, for example, last week, on Tuesday of last week, I was given a set of football pads. Just somebody randomly walked up to me at a meeting that I go to every week and said, I found these this weekend and I just felt like I needed to give them to you. On Thursday, I got a phone call from a woman in our community who said, my kid needs football pads and I cannot afford them.
Bam.
Somebody told me to call you.
That's it.
And I said,
how about that?
Well, I just had a pair donated to me. Where can I meet you?
Yeah, that's cool.
So, it's amazing how these things work together.
Right.
And I was able to share with her about our program. Her son is in the school, so they didn't need our tuition assistance, but they needed this mobile sports locker. So it's just amazing how these things work together.
And it's not a here problem. We're starting here in Central Arkansas. This is a nationwide problem.
Sure.
Right.
We've got food pantries doing food. We've got great public schools in a lot of our areas. We've got clothes closets that are helping those people that are needy. But we all know, you being in sports and all the things we do, what these kids are learning are life skills.
Yes.
And we can't miss that.
Now, so
excuse me a minute. I just wanted to back up. And how much did the pandemic? How long has this been going on?
We found it in 2020.
2020. So
Yep.
how did the pandemic affect that? Did it show how bad that was?
Yeah. So we've seen once the stimulus funding stopped. So at first it seemed like everything was fine because everybody had all this extra money. And then once the stimulus funding stopped and people stopped getting all the unemployment, that's when we saw the need continue to grow.
Yeah.
And our list is always bigger than we have the funds to pay for. And so being a new nonprofit or being around for 3 years, it's a funding thing. And so everybody's like, give me a Walmart grant or,
right.
Write a $10 million check, but it doesn't start like that. It starts with finding people like Sharon and other people that believe in what we're doing with these kids.
Well, educators like her, obviously they know the importance of that.
Yeah,
okay. So you've got an event coming up, which I think is fun. We've done something similar in years past and it's called
Helmets and Heels. Brainstorm this great idea. So another thing that happens in the summer is people travel and they don't shop. And so we wanted to also have a way to give back to our other small businesses in Saline County and Central Arkansas. We've got some Little Rock boutiques coming in. So we're setting up at the Benton Event Center. And Becca, do you want to talk about all that's going to happen?
It's going to be so much fun. So we've got VIP and general admission tickets available for anybody who wants to come and be a shopper.
So it's a shopping event.
It is a shopping event. And a
There's
fashion
more.
show.
And a fashion
so
show.
We've invited all of these vendors in to set up their booth, and we've given them the opportunity to put their models in a fashion show.
And and they're going to be wearing game day attire.
It's all
Gotcha.
game day.
Nice.
Yeah, before, but so women, you guys go for the sports. Women go to look cute for their girlfriends,
Yes.
right?
Right.
And they want their kids looking cute too. And so we've got boutiques that are coming that are Ely's from Little Rock's coming. We've got SoCo, Stated Apparel. SoCo's coming. Yeah. Well, SoCo people. Yeah. Yeah.
So this is a women's only event.
No, it's not a
Absolutely
women's only
not.
event.
I just
For sure. It could be, but we also know that women are the ones that typically like to shop, and they come home with the shirts for their husbands half the time too. Here our boyfriends or whoever, so our girlfriends. So
we have some men's apparel. Stated Apparel's coming.
Oh yeah,
they're
yeah.
having a booth. They're a
And
big
we'll have
sponsor.
beverages. So I mean,
Tito's
show up
is
for a
sponsor.
beverage.
Yeah.
It's at the Benton Event Center
on August 8th.
August 8th,
Which
which
is
is next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday,
Yeah.
Tuesday night. Yes.
We've got back to school coming up. Back to school, Friday night lights are going to be lighting up before
Yes.
you know it. So you've got to get ready, and we are providing you
And
the opportunity
how
to
much
get
are the
ready.
tickets?
VIP tickets, which include special seating for our fashion show, the VIP reception, special cocktails, goodie bags.
Sponsored by Tito's.
Yes.
Tito- Everything.
Yes.
So those tickets are $50, and then we have general admission shopping tickets that are $30, which give you access to everything, but without the extra little VIP.
Will you, in
twist.
addition to the fashion show, will you have any football instruction by males? I used to play a game. 3.
You got Tito and Heels. He's your guy.
MC the event. I can just write that on my pad right now.
Yes.
Roger, part of me, I'd like to get on stage with Brooke and go, what is the
Perfect cheer.
Yeah, what is the phrase you say?
Yet to be sponsored text line says
Yet to be sponsored.
that you need to get a hold of the biker community.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah. Love that. And
Get a hold of the biker community. Hey, Baz, this is Chuck Johnson. My girl Grayson takes classes at Empire, and Brooke starting to come together.
I love the one thing we didn't mention. Our presenting sponsor is Skin Fix Med Spa, which is here in used to be right across the street actually, but is here in Little Rock, and so they are also super passionate. And if you guys want to reach out, the biker community, we'd love them to contact us on our websites, impact1.org, or you can message me on Facebook, Brooke Platt, and we just could not do this without our sponsors, and you guys know that.
Yeah.
Same thing
Can't
with
do
you guys.
anything without our sponsors.
Can't do anything without our
Absolutely not.
sponsors. So we're so grateful for them and grateful to you guys for letting us be here today.
In here, you
Yes.
see over here that we've
That's
got
a
set
lot.
up. So I'm sorry. Going through.
Assess-
I like the dress.
Thank
What
It's just a headband.
is it like? Is that a? See that?
Beaded
I think of
balls of
Turner.
it, though.
No. Just okay.
You're cleaning the house or whatever. That,
Where a
if you were getting ready to clean something,
yes.
And I'm guessing.
Calling her Aunt Jemima was tough.
that the deal on top, the headdress.
The riveter.
We look.
To cover the piece.
Into my memory, and that's what.
What are you talking about?
If we talk more, we all talk more.
Yes.
And so the podcast was founded to tell real stories, like from my life and other people's stories. You know, I interviewed Ronnie Brewer last week. He'll be coming out in the next couple months.
Look at
I know.
you.
And just to hear like what was hard, what was easy, what was it like going into the NBA? You know, and the stories he tells on the podcast have to do with like laundry and like real life things. But anyway, so
Let me tell you something.
this too.
Okay. Before we let you go to break, I've had to ask you what was your greatest memory? You obviously you cheered some great games.
I did.
Did you cheer? We got that one game down in Baton Rouge when we won the triple overtime, or you already gone by then?
No, I was in Maui at the Maui Invitational that year.
You told me that the last.
That was fantastic. Senior year, we went to the SEC championship. We went to the NCAA. I mean, we had a bowl game. We were down in Orlando. You know, I mean, so I had a really bad senior year.
So let me just say, all right.
I was
team captain.
Impact One.
Right.
Where are you?
Here we are. Impact One. PACTONE. Impact.
Riveter.
Yeah.
Wow. So good.
Oh my God,
that is so
that was
good.
one of the all-time great Razorback graffitis.
That's by far the best one we've had when I've been here.
Yeah, it is.
Put that in the system. We're doing it again.
Yeah.
Hey, we didn't do it yesterday. But speaking about page in your room, happy birthday to Greg Hatcher.
Yes, Greg, happy birthday. Oh, I can't talk over this.
We'll cut it. We'll cut it. We'll cut it. We'll
You
cut
good?
it down. Sing it, me. Notice the way I think I can sing. Come on. What's your face? What's your face?
Outstanding. So good.
It really is.
Well done.
Thank
You think Beaver's still there?
No.
Beaver, are you still there? Beaver was calling about the flag line. I feel bad about not getting
Well, we
him on.
couldn't take that call with the ladies in
He
here.
said it's called the flag line, not the color guard.
Yeah, okay, that's
Okay.
a great point.
Okay.
Yeah, flag line
Yeah.
for you in that, and I think it's mostly women, but I think men have to be allowed to do the flag line now.
I think I remember a guy being that.
And let me ask you this: how many guys are doing the baton twirling? Yeah, are there any?
I've never seen any at a football game.
I've seen one
I've seen a
on the,
couple
on the
of them.
national level that have done the. Let me tell you what, that is a skill, Roger. Throwing that darned baton up and twirling that thing around. It's
Yeah.
it takes major.
Oh, listen, you got to catch it.
So yes. So last night, countdown to kickoff, you had 4 current Razorbacks. You had Andrew Chambly, you had Eric Gregory, Hudson Clark, and Ricky Williams' son Zach Williams. So let's go through some of the clips, Josh. Let's start with this is Zach Williams talking about his dad, who was a all-team Razorback from the linebacker from the 80s. Let's hear what Zach, current Razorback, has to say about his dad.
Yeah, we talk about it a lot during the season. You know, I'm just extremely grateful that I have a father that's going through who went through what I'm going through right now, because he knows. And, you know, I can't say that for a lot of people. You know, we're going to have at least 1 or 2 little sessions after practice, after a game. I can go ahead and vent. He'll listen. And then he'll get on to me about something. Then he'll say, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I'm glad to have someone in my corner like that, because, you know, a lot of people don't have it. But yeah, we do talk about it a lot, but we also have our times where we, you know, talk about things other than football. So
Ricky Williams, such a great guy,
Yeah.
Raj. You know,
Yep.
I know you know Ricky for a long time.
Yep.
So how about Hudson Clark, defensive back? Let's talk about the warning revenge on Texas A&M. I think that was asked, what game have you circled or maybe want the most?
I would probably say A&M going, because last year we just had so many ups and downs in that game. Just being able to go to Jerry's World and get it done and get a little revenge on them.
What about Sam Pittman's personality, according to Hudson Clark?
Yeah, he's the exact same way. I mean, he likes to have fun, but he likes to work hard too. He likes to work with a chip on his shoulder. He's a great people's person. He's like really friendly with every single one of us, and so I love him as a coach.
Nice words there. And then I thought another great segment was having DJ Williams, Travis Swanson, and Tyler Wilson talk about Ryan Mallett. Let's hear what DJ Williams, a little clip of what he had to say last night.
If anyone who really knew Mallett, I mean, you can't describe him in one word. I mean, we all had different relationships with Mallett. Obviously, we were the same year. We spent a lot of time on and off the field. You know, Travis, probably the closest with Mallet. Mallet had his hands pretty much up his butt every snap. And Tyler, you were in the meetings and with practice, each and every day with Mallet. And, man, it's hard to put into one word to describe this guy.
What about Travis? Now, I'll tell you. So, Roger, I don't know if you know much about Travis Swanson.
I don't.
Josh, same for you. He was an All-American. Played with the Lions. Interesting enough, Frank Ragnow is starting center for the Lions.
Right.
Dude's All-American, but dude's super smart, super intelligent, and I think he's a financial manager or whatever. But he's done some stuff with Hog Plus where he's breaking down film that means super high.
Somebody at XM, Gabe Eichert, who played center at Oklahoma at the same time.
Yeah.
So,
for
and Gabe is now in the media space too. Centers are incredibly intelligent and really thoughtful, well-spoken.
Yeah, he is an outstanding performer. He lives up in Northwest Arkansas. This is what he said about Ryan Mallett.
Ryan, what he meant to me was something where you listen to the legacy families that were up here. I didn't have that. I kind of came on the scene. I came to a one-day camp, a Bob Petrino one-day camp, and they were like, who is this? Who is this guy? They knew nothing about me. But, I think early on in my career here, there were all these mountains that you continually have to climb. That's just adversity. And you find early on, one of the life lessons I learned is at the top of every mountain's the bottom of another one. And a big one hit, going into my redshirt freshman year. I was third on the depth chart, starting camp, and we had 20-something days to figure out how we're going to start. And by the end of those 20 days, we were starting, beat a couple guys out. And I think Ryan played such a huge role in the coaching staff making that decision, which springboarded me to begin to have the life that I have today. And I think there have been some monumental pieces and monumental individuals in my life that have allowed me to get to what I think is the best version of my life today. And I genuinely think if Ryan did not go to bat for me years ago and put in a good word for me to get that job, who knows if I'd have the life that I have today.
How about that? That's good stuff. Yeah, you can just tell he is a sharp dude. Yeah. And you're right. The offensive line, I'll just tell you. So offensive line, even though there's a sort of a different breed. They are intellectuals. They're the probably deeper thinkers.
Too, because they
have so much responsibility.
They walk softly and carry a big stick. They do.
And then they get nowadays these offensive linemen, of course, even when I played, are nasty. They look like they're really nice, but they will go the extra mile to embarrass you and to run you in the ground. Yeah. I think on the defensive side, we're a little crazier, fly around the ball, a little bit more emotion. I think offensive linemen are more reserved. But you're talking, those are three dudes that are as good as almost as anybody's played up there. DJ Williams, one of the best tight ends to ever play up there, Mackey Award winner. Travis, All-American, one of the best centers, and Tyler Wilson.
You said it,
his record book. He's got his name all over. Yeah,
of all those positions.
So for all the people that were there last night, and good job by Justin Acree. It is a challenge, Raj.
That's an undertaking for sure.
To get 12 players there, it's a lot of work. And so,
why did we not have a video of Yurachek and Pittman?
I was in charge of doing that, and I had it lined up. I had it lined up, and I completely fumbled. They were going to do it, and I forgot to send them the pertinent information as the follow-up, and so I fumbled on that. They did it last year for us. And,
then, Josh, that letter I asked you to send, don't send it. Take it out. Thank you.
You had your trivia last night. I thought it was pretty interesting. Let's do it. Let's do this. Let's throw out.
We got a gift.
We got some gifts. Let's throw out some Roger countdown to kickoff trivia from last night.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Disputed one of my. You sure did.
I didn't know that.
So let me say this. As I do at Boudreaux's, you don't necessarily have to have the right answer. You just have to match what I have on my paper. And in some cases, that's easier than having the right answer.
I know what your Wikipedia challenge you. What was the question? We won't use that one. Give me the question.
The question was, what was the very first full season of the Arkansas, where it was Arkansas Razorback, not Cardinals.
And you said it was
October
1910?
13th, 1894 was the very first game
as a Cardinal.
University of Arkansas Cardinals.
Right.
All right. And they lost to Fort Smith Northside.
Right.
What is today. And
How
I look back.
Good
so
Lord.
Exactly. So Bezdek, was it he? No, was it he that named them the Fighting Hogs?
He's the one that said that. I want to say it was around that time when they changed the name.
According to my research, it was 1908 when he said that.
Okay.
It took a year for
Before
people to vote on it.
Okay.
and say, you know
I
what,
didn't
we
know
want to
that.
change.
He didn't do it the next
According
year.
to my research.
Okay.
Rick was telling me that he went through, and I don't doubt Rick Schaefer.
Oh, yeah.
When they started getting in a whole bunch of memorabilia and stuff to put out, some of the yearbooks came in, and the very earliest yearbook that they have is 1913. So he was disputing 1910 and saying 1913.
Oh, he said the first year was 13.
Because he says everything that he has as far as memorabilia goes, and it only goes back to 13.
Interesting.
Says 13, and maybe they
That
have
should
some
be,
10.
you know what, that would be easy to find.
You know what? And they need to just nail it down.
Yeah, that would be
There's
easy
nobody
to find.
alive.
You can find
to
records of
dispute
that.
it.
Yeah, you can go back to newspaper records. That's an easy find.
You have to.
Don't you think? I mean,
I would think that
go to the
somebody's
Arkansas
got that.
Gazette in 1913 and see that they were recording what the games were back then.
If Bezdek said it after the final game of the 08 season, you know,
Look at you.
did they
Look at
do
you
it?
going deep
I'm
in
throwing-
history.
I just went deep.
And now
I'm trying to make up for the Aunt Jemima comment.
Now
So I'm trying to go deep. So for a gift certificate or offspring, whatever it is.
Oh, what else we got besides offspring?
We have tickets to go see the offspring.
Why are you trying to keep these offspring for yourself?
We also have an Elias gift card.
Okay.
We have one, and then also another Elias gift card as well.
I found out that Kane and Sandy stops at Elias on the way to Razorback games. How many people stop by Elias on the way to Razorback? I mean, I think a ton.
Is it on the way there?
Joe Klein does.
So Big Joe there last night. Joe, great job with Corky's. He was there. He was and of course I saw Sully's piece on him last night that he has to show up in the countdown to kickoff story last night by Sully. But that's our man Joe. Joe had
You know what? Is it me? Or does Sully start a conversation with someone and then just walk the hell away?
He does.
And then just walks away.
He does. He does it all the time.
Hear him as he's asking and then walking away.
He walks off, and then he was
like Pretty Bird.
He was getting into it with Zach Gillum last night from Oaklawn Sports app.
I heard.
Sully. So I should have warned Zach. I said Sully will say he doesn't matter. He doesn't mind if he offends you.
He does.
He doesn't. So Sully just says what's on his mind. I should have warned Zach. Zach, but get ready. Sully,
Is that lack of a filter? I mean, I'm sitting there, I'm going, well, next time, why don't you just tell him that you watch Channel 4?
We love Sully.
We didn't.
That's right.
But we've got to get him something.
I know.
Is there something on Fox commercial that can help him slow down?
Some Razorback trivia when we come back with the king of all trivia, Roger Scott. Throw it in there.
Let's do this then. I don't know if I can.
On the fly.
Let's go see what happens.
See what happens.
We may go straight to a commercial. Let's just see if. Oh my God!
Oh, you lost it.
That is so good. That is so good. That is so good.
Our man Justin Moore, who was
he's
got his number one.
You,
he's got number one song on the country charts. He's got to stay there for 5 days for him to be officially number one.
When you're doing push-ups and you know, listen, you can't be a state cop unless you do that obstacle course in 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yes,
can't do it at 4:31.
Yeah,
you have to hold it.
Yeah, how about that? That's interesting. I
didn't either.
I didn't know he had to hold it for 5 days at number one for it to be officially a number one.
And
that would stink not to get. I don't know why he's number one.
Is that based on?
I don't know.
Is that because of the new mode of listening? Was that the same way it was in 1980?
That's a good question.
Is it a good question?
It's a good question.
Josh, put it down. I've asked a good question.
Real quick before we get your trivia, we got multiple messages. I'm sorry we can't get to everybody who sends us a text message. We try. My son Colin is the only male cheerleader on the Bryant High School squad. He got to start with Brooke at Empire Cheer. She's awesome. Very nice here. Here's one, Raj. And Baz, a little bird told me yesterday that Old South Restaurant in Russellville will reopen through apparently purchase another property. Fingers crossed. That's cool. Flag line and color guard are almost the same thing, Raj. Flag lines only spin flags. Color guards spin multiple pieces of equipment, including flags. Not to be confused with the military color guard that presents the colors of games as well.
All right, that's it right there. We
also,
just don't know if there's more.
As a former player of both, the percussion section, drums are the heartbeat of the band. The brass section, especially the mighty trumpet, is the voice. Go sing Trumpeteers.
Okay, here's the deal. You talked about the tuba being the heaviest of all the, and let's just say it is. Okay, for sake of argument, I assume it is. Why can't they make that? What is this stuff made out of? Can you not make it out of very light aluminum?
I know.
Can it not do that?
What's the material that everybody talks about that's so light? That you just could redo it. Yeah.
Are you talking about reverse engineering?
Here's the other thing too. Why do band members have to wear the hot 100,000-year-old?
I know.
Here's the deal. I proposed 30 years ago to buy the band new uniforms, and I didn't, but Jenny Osborne was going to do it, and they said no, don't need them. Yeah, you need them. Get some. Let's be creative.
Dry fit.
Let's be creative. Yes, be creative with your band uniforms now. Come on.
You more shorts for the ladies. Is that what you're talking about?
Maybe.
Okay.
You know what I'm thinking too, Roger? Do you remember Andy Griffith? Remember when they got all the band together?
I remember Andy Griffith.
And it all fell apart at the end.
When that dude had that little smudge on his chin that the mayor saw.
It all fell apart at the end.
It did fall apart.
Remember they built the little thing up there. We're going to do at the square.
Yes, and Gomer wasn't going to get down there because it's dark, damp, and snakes and spiders are under there.
Steve Shields, our good friend, used to be the coach at with the Trojans.
Value the ball.
He said, y'all are awesome with your cheers.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Steve. Listen, we went by Steve's old place on our way to Camp Robinson. Remember when we went by the park? Holy moly.
Richard Davenport, our good friend who does recruiting for the Democrat Gazette, said, man, you hit it right on the nose with Sully. So many times I was about to say, I'm doing well. How about you? He was already 10 feet by.
Already gone. You started the conversation, Sully, and then you walk away. And here's what I hear. Yeah, I just want to make sure that you did everything. Steve.
He said next time I'm going to say I'm depressed and having suicidal thoughts and see if he's listening.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Sully's so funny.
Steve will be one of those guys that when you call and ask him, that's why when somebody calls my phone, no matter whom it is, I will answer it. I said whom, no matter who it is, and go, hey, are you broke down? Instead of just going, hey, can I call you back and hang up?
Yes.
Because they might be broke down. Steve won't do that.
And we got
maybe it's me.
Got some horrible news yesterday. So I'm so sad. Tony Rankino, who has been my videographer with me for 10 years now, Roger, every Razorback game, home and away for 10 years I've been with him. I only missed one.
Wow.
Is leaving Channel 7, and he will be shooting the coaches shows. I guess I can say that. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I just
we just go say Steven Spears will be your new guy. Maybe
he's doing other things. I'll wait to get approval on that. But but yeah, he's leaving Channel 7. So 10 years of doing that. So anyway, I don't know. It's going to be some challenging times on the road. Our road trips are, Josh, we got Alabama, LSU, Ole Miss. Who's the fourth? Who's the fourth road game?
Who
is it,
Auburn?
Rod?
I wish I could have been in there.
Is it Auburn? Did we play Auburn at home last year?
We did.
Yeah,
play
it's Auburn on the road.
and we
Right, right.
lost to them at home.
Oh man,
didn't
those.
we? Because
That,
it was,
can
it
I
was
tell
a
you?
game.
Can I tell you that is a wicked schedule.
Well, you kind of want your sure thing losses to be on the road. It's Florida, not Auburn. Florida. That's a winnable game. Florida's
So
not gonna be
last
very
year
good.
was
You're right, but it's tough to
BYU.
win it again in the swamp. It's tough. We've never done it before.
Who did
Good
we
game
lose
close,
to?
but
Did we beat BYU? Did we lose to Liberty?
Yes.
And then we beat Auburn.
yeah, of course, Auburn's going to be better with you freeze. You know, that team has become better immediately because of him.
Oh, just has.
Yeah. Now, and then we got to
Just
play
has.
with their players. Let's squeeze and stand real quick before we go to break here.
And who was DJ Williams was afraid of this year?
Who did you say?
He said A&M because of why?
Oh, Petrino.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a bigger story for Petrino. We got in a discussion about this with Wes yesterday. Which is a bigger story of that game? Is it last year's collapse by Arkansas or the fact that Petrino's there? I think it's Petrino. I think that's the overriding. He's a former head coach. I mean, you can't in the circumstances of leaving.
So which is the bigger story? The fact that we lost last year, the way
we did. That's right.
Or Petrino's. Well, I think it was until we found out Petrino was the coach.
It could be both, but I think the narrative of the broadcast is going to be all about Bobby Petrino being against his own team. Yeah. I think whoever carries the game.
You know what? There's a part of me. Is Justin Moore listening? Do you think?
No.
Okay, there's a part of me pulling for Bobby.
Wow, you said that before, Stan. Listen, those of us who've been around him,
Why
you know,
not? Why not? Why
Stan,
not?
real quick, what's up, buddy?
Hey, yes, sir. How you doing, Basil?
Good, man.
Rogers and Doc?
What's up, baby
Hey,
brother?
man, look here. Hey, I was listening yesterday. They say y'all better watch out for. Everybody better watch out for Charlie Woods. You're gonna be just like Tiger Woods. That boy bad.
Who?
Charlie Woods.
Oh, yeah, Tiger Woods' son. Yeah, he's going to be good.
Charlie Woods. He's
Yep.
a bad boy.
He is. I wonder if he's playing over there at the PGA Junior event over at Hot Springs.
Yeah,
Oh, he
he's
is?
a top player. He's a top player. Yeah.
Look at you, Stan.
Hey,
Yeah.
Baz, I don't know what you remember. I told you this here. Hey, I used to work for Jennings Osborne. Ask me what I did.
What'd you do?
did?
I can't tell you. Y'all have a good day.
You know, that
Only
may be the
Stan.
perfect Stan call.
Yes, I can't tell you.
That
Go.
may be the very best call. We've got to archive that.
We got to find out, Josh, the PGA leaderboard. We got to find that out during the break if Charlie Wood, if that's actually
He's not playing.
so. That was completely false news by Stan.
Yeah.
Stan. And your life. All right, this half hour, we will do some Razorback trivia that Roger did at the Countdown to Kickoff last night. Thanks again to everybody who was involved with that. Raj had a lot of great sponsors, including our friend Gary Hill, MSS Oil, and we might as well mention them: Tito's Handmade Vodka, Gangster Museum of America, Oaklawn Sports, Corky's Ribs and Barbecue. Joe Klein was there. Party Time Rental and Events, Hogman's Game Day Superstore, Ortho Arkansas, all those great sponsors for being there. And unfortunately, we left off somehow Ortho Arkansas when we mentioned, and they were there, had a table. But great group of Razorback fans, supporters, kids there getting their pictures made. All those 4 guys last night.
Football's autographed.
That's right. You'll see all 4 of those guys, the local guys, Zach Williams, Andrew Chamley, and then Eric Gregory and Hudson Clark. They will all be on the field this year. And I tell you, big boys, I tell you, the Chamley kid, I think he's like 6'6", 300. He looked good, man. He don't have any fat on him. And Eric Gregory needs to really play well on the defensive line. We'll do that trivia here in just a second. But I wanted to, at this time, talk to somebody. We've been talking about the best of the best, Raj. The best of the best state championship pickleball tournament coming up. And so Jerry over at Little Rock Athletic told me about David Redding. I need to get David on the phone because he's a national champion in pickleball. We've got him on the Hodges Glass, Little Rock Glass hotline. David Redding. Good morning, David. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. Good to be with you this morning. Thank you.
So you're going to be playing. You're going to be playing both double. Now, here's the thing, Roger. There is a married couple division, which I love. And you're apparently your wife and you are pretty darn good, but you're not in the married couple division. How come?
Well, there's another tournament that weekend in Heber Springs, and my to playing doubles with one of her.
Gotcha.
So I think that's probably the best thing for our marrieds right now.
I understand. That's so now you're going to play. You're going to be doubles, and it can be male or female, right? If you're playing doubles, correct?
A female division doubles and a male division, yes.
And you're playing in obviously the male. So there's no mix and match, only married couple division when you have mix and match, right?
Well, they do have a mixed doubles division as well as a married couple.
Wonderful.
Division too.
I'm learning.
No doubt.
So now you're a national champion. Tell me about that. Where did you become a national champion?
The last time was in 2018 at Indian Wells, men 50 and over division.
Okay.
I partnered with a fella, Dave Fleming, who is the announcer now for all the PPA events around the country, and without losing a match, and one national championship was in 2000 with a friend from and that's in Surprise, Arizona. So it's to me.
Two-time national
Very
champion,
nice.
Roger. So listen, if you were doing this in 15 and 18, apparently pickleball's been around for a while, Raj. I didn't know this. What was can you recall the first year pickleball sort of burst on the scene, or the sort of the beginning of it out in Seattle?
1965.
Stop it. No way. It's been around that long?
No, it's been around over 50 years.
How about that?
And I actually didn't know anything about it until 2013.
Yeah.
I finished in Dallas for 28 years, and I was up at the fitness center, and one of the members of the club said, "Hey, do you have pickleball up at the tennis courts?" And I said, and researched and happened to find it, if you can believe this, in Arkansas. My parents were living there, and a few weeks after that inquiry at the club, I went to visit my parents, and my mom said the night that I got in, "Hey, you need to go to church playing pickleball." And this was in probably spring 2013. And I can get my answer to the member of the club. And I went down there at 7 in the morning thinking I'd be there 30 minutes and just, and about
Wow.
About 5 hours later, I came home sweating and my life, and I have not looked back.
How about that?
Nice.
So you were a tennis player. Obviously, if you're a tennis player, you've got an advantage going into pickleball. I think if you're a great ping pong player, you got a little bit of advantage, because to me, it's a mix between ping pong and tennis. You don't have to run around. The movements aren't as long as far as duration goes. There's quick acceleration of burst, but you don't have to be a great athlete to be able to play pickleball. Would that be a true assessment?
That's the beauty of it. You can pickleball to learn, tough to master, and but a lot of the skills are the very same. And like you said, I said pickleball is ping pong on steroids.
I like it.
It's like playing on a big table, and so pickleball is that all ages, all athletic abilities can get something from.
Do we know why it's called pickleball? Does anybody know?
Two stories. One is that the founders of pickleball had a dog named Pickles.
Okay.
And they just called it pickleball. And actually, I'm not sure if that is the true story. Although they did have a dog named Pickles, Pickles may have been named after the game. But probably the most consensus is that the lady who was the mother of the kids that first started playing, I don't know the sport of crew or rowing,
yes,
but apparently there is a boat called the pickle boat that is made up of contestants from other schools or other teams that are all combined together in one boat. And that makes the most sense to me, because pickleball is made up from elements of and ping pong and badminton.
Gotcha. We're visiting with David Redding, who was two-time national champion. What do you do for a living now, David? Are you working? You retired or what?
No, I'm close to retirement, but I have been the men's and women's tennis coach and am the men's and women's tennis coach.
Oh, love the folks up at Harding. Yeah, great university, good people up there. Well, listen, if you're playing in this, it means you're one of the best of the best. Are you expecting $6,000 in prize money spread around over all the categories? Are you going into this thing expecting to win?
That I don't expect to win.
That's what I want to hear.
Realistically,
yes,
as a 62-year-old man, there are a lot of younger guys that have more skill, but I'm hoping to my expertise and maybe my age to outsmart some people.
Roger, it's now that he says that, it hits me. I don't think I would like pickleball single. The playing by yourself. Roger, the only time Roger and I played the other day at the Hatcher Bluebird facility, and when you're playing doubles, it's easier to play. It's for us older guys who don't move as well anymore. I didn't think about.
Well, that's why I thought when you were taking a shot, but say you don't have to have any athletic ability, because
I think it's doubles. You're right. I think singles you still got to move around.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that
it's enough for us. We didn't know the rules.
Is the singles game as fun to watch as the doubles?
It does take more speed and quick, and it resembles more of
tennis. Yeah.
Than doubles of doubles of tennis doubles. And so you do have to have a lot of quickness and skill.
I'm out on that.
And speed.
Yeah. I'm out. I don't even want to try.
Yeah.
But I like watching the doubles. I love each player having to complement each other. Somebody says here we played pickleball in high school PE in the mid-90s.
I saw that.
I cannot believe that we.
I don't remember.
I'm like you. I thought this thing originated a
decade ago.
Maybe a decade ago.
Yeah.
That's right. So I'm shocked that it's been around that long.
Well, we've got to get out and read more books.
Well, it has become the fastest growing sport. People. Pat Bradley got mad the other day when the health club that he's at took a basketball court and converted it to pickleball. That's what everybody wants to play. It's a fun sport. Now I've seen where empty malls are being converted to pickleball.
Oh, really? That's a neat deal.
Yeah. You got empty space at old grocery stores. Yeah.
Sports is going to get in on it too.
Well, David, listen, we look forward to seeing you on August 18th at the Little Rock Athletic Club. We expect you to win. I don't care how old you are. You use all your expertise as a tennis player and as a ping. Did you play any ping pong or just tennis?
I played ping pong growing up as well. Yeah.
Watch out for this guy.
What's your best move? I know
your
that,
best swing.
Yeah,
backhand.
Do you have a serve? Do you have a serve from hell?
Well, my strength is that I have very few weaknesses.
I like that.
I'm not strong, but I hit the ball where I want to, and that's a lot
skill.
in pickleball.
Yeah.
Roger, what would be your weakness? I know what mine is. What is yours?
My weakness is my to come down.
Yes.
I'm at a disadvantage being at 5'8".
So that's an overhead shot.
My overhead shot and to bring it down is yes.
Mine is backhand. I'm not good at backhand. My backhand.
Absolutely.
Even in ping pong, David. I always want to do the what is the forehand? Is it
David? Listen, what we're trying to do is to drop that rascal right in the kitchen. When you're sitting on the back line.
Look at you.
And you have no chance. That's the goal. And if I could put a spin on a ball like Tiger Woods.
What did Tommy Ray Moore? What did you call it? His serve? What did you say? It was a.
It's a
devil.
It's a devil spin.
It's
a devil spin on the serve, and he took care of me. He took it easy on me. But
Yeah.
he's a tennis player, but so his athletic ability is there, and he knew what to do there. And the spin on the you could do that with the ping pong.
Yeah, you sure can. Before I let you go, David, is there anybody else that we need to be aware of that should be the favorite to win this thing? Any names that we might recognize here in Central Arkansas?
Aware of everybody who's playing, but there is a lot of good players in Arkansas, and so I encourage everybody that can to come out to Little Rock Athletic Club and on the 18th of August and the Athletic Club did a great job in getting all the best players in Arkansas together that day.
Yeah, all stars. These are all stars. I mean, this is literally, it says the best of the best is what the name of the event is. It is. I mean,
you got money involved.
This no age groups. It's not about age. It's just these are the best pickleball players in the state coming together. I mean, it's tight.
They had a tournament down there in Hot Springs.
Now you had the big one that went to the Nationals. You'll have the best of them. Well, David, we can't wait to meet you in person. Thanks for jumping on with us. All right, that's David Reddy.
There he is, right there.
Graham, come on in here a minute. Come on in here, Graham.
Yeah,
how about that?
Man.
Yeah, listen, these tennis players have the advantage.
Yeah,
they have the advantage.
I mean, just like you did with Butch Patrick, saying that you didn't really watch the Munsters. You just told that guy who's a two-time champion, you really don't have to have any athletic ability to play the game. I mean, and you did it, and I'm sitting there going, if you weren't so good looking, how do you get away with it?
The doubles, you really don't have to move that much.
Well, I don't care.
I know.
Listen,
yeah.
You and I were sweating.
Athleticism is not the most important thing in that doubles game. Graham Joyce is now. Good morning, Graham. Intern Graham.
Good morning.
Did you have fun last night?
I did. I had a blast.
Listen, you normally, Josh, she comes in here, wearing her tennis outfit normally. Last night you came in sort of dressed to the nines. Your social appearance look last night. I like it.
Thank you.
I like it. You sort of relaxed. You were having fun. You weren't sure what to do.
Yeah.
You go, do I go on stage? Do I not go on stage?
I sit on the stairs.
Yeah.
I go on stage.
For those who missed it, our staff, on-air staff, picked the Hogs to go 11-1. And of course, I'll guarantee you that none of our staff will do that on the air. No, but when you have a live audience, that's what happens. You get a little.
I will stick by being 2-0 when we get to the BYU game.
Yes,
which was my team. But
what did you find, Graham? What did you find surprising or entertaining last night about Countdown to Kickoff? Anything jump out to you?
I mean, it was my first one, so the whole thing was different for me.
You enjoy hearing from the Razorbacks? I know you're of the Cowpoke. Over to Oklahoma, the Oklahoma City Cowboys. But what do you think? You hear anything last night that sort of caught your attention from a player standpoint?
I mean, I really thought that the legacy, especially I think the Henry brothers, I think it's so cool because it's you have Hunter and you have Hayden and then you have Hudson.
Yes.
Just all right there.
Right,
and
back to back to back. Yeah, yeah.
And their dad is actually my pastor at church. And so it's like a whole.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
Which I doubt they know that either. But
I'll be darned. Small world. And we found it too. I saw on social media that John Neighbors is a pastor.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, he went
Josh,
last
that?
week. or
Yeah.
last Sunday.
I saw that on social media. I saw that. That's good for him. I need to.
Absolutely
What was
good
this?
for him.
That John Neighbors is a pastor.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
I did not know that.
Good for
Yeah,
him.
that was and I didn't know Mark Henry. I don't know he was a pastor. Did not know he was your pastor. I thought that was interesting. Those two guys are very sharp.
Yeah.
The Henry boys are sharp. They're,
Yeah,
they're
they are.
sharp kids. Which one was it? Was it Hayden or Hudson? One of his personality is a little bit more. I think it's Hayden.
Who was closest to you?
Yeah, I think that's Hayden.
That's you.
He's funny. He's funny. He called his dad. He had a cue ball. I look for my cue ball, my dad's cue ball head out there.
Right.
The way he looks at him, and a lot of pressure. When your dad was a great coach, he was talking about all the players, talking about how great his dad was, and this and that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. When you got your dad and then you got a brother that's done it. Yeah.
So Roger, let's throw out some Razorback trivia from last night, and we'll have either Elias or Offspring tickets. Are these the last Offspring tickets or no? We got 9,000 Offspring tickets, right? No, we do or don't? We can't. Roger.
It's his radio. He's turned himself down.
He's just completely off the grid.
My audio here wasn't working.
Yeah. So we have Offspring and Elias tickets. All right, Roger.
Yes.
How about the first caller to do this?
First caller.
All right, throw it out there.
right now. Who was the very first coach
For the Razorbacks.
for the University of Arkansas Cardinals?
Good point. 661-1037. If you want to Google, you can do it now.
Better
First,
do it right
but you
now.
got to be the first to call.
Be the first caller.
661-1037.
Be the first call in with the right answer again that I have.
And what
Match my
was
answer.
the year? First year?
1894.
1894. And how many games did they play that
October
first year?
13th. They played 3 games.
How about
year.
that?
They
And
went
it was
2-1.
Were they high school?
Lost to Texas. It was
2 high
Fort
schools?
Fort Smith twice. They beat them. Then lose to Texas.
How about that?
Just lost Texas.
How about that?
Who was the very first- that was
661-1037.
University of Cardinals.
I will give you a hint. The answer to this has a dorm named after him in Fayetteville.
Okay. All right. So you'll know the correct
Yes,
pronunciation
yes.
of it as well. So let's go to
Yes.
Cardinals.
Good morning, caller. What's your name? Is it
Say it again. Shaney or Cheney?
Cheney?
Cheney, yes.
What'd she say?
How do you spell it?
Oh, Cheney.
Cheney.
Yeah, thank you, Cheney.
Thank you, Cheney. We apologize.
That's an interesting name, Cheney. Where'd you get that from?
Thank you.
Any story behind that?
Cheney, actually.
You were named after Dick Cheney?
I sure was.
How about that?
How would you be named?
Yeah. Is your dad a politician?
No.
Interesting.
Not at all.
Tell us more.
Well, yeah.
My sister's name is Reagan after Ronald Reagan.
Stop it. Oh my gosh, I love your family. You got to.
Holy cow. So you're named
How old are you, Cheney? So, do you ever look at your parents and go, really? It really is.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty cool. Listen, it could have been worse. You could have been
the little Republican.
The little
Listen,
Republicans.
Could have been worse. You could have been one of George Foreman's kids.
Cheney and Reagan. I love it. Well, Cheney, are you in school? Did you graduate? What are you doing? You working? Well, what's the scoop?
I just graduated from Henderson.
What are you going to be doing? You're going into politics?
No.
Okay. Do you know yet?
Biology.
Oh, wow.
Okay. You know what?
They're
what?
going to be a doctor. I guess.
It would have been all right with us if you'd said you just want to be a housewife.
All right, Cheney. I presume you Googled this. What is the answer?
Neutral.
Futural Hall.
As a Futrell Marine.
Yeah, that's a different one.
But
Yes.
that's right. You are the winner.
Good job, Cheney. Away.
Yes, hold on. Let Josh get your information. We can send you to a concert or feed you.
I like Cheney.
And thank
her
you for
sister
listening.
Rowan. Let's do one more, Raj. Let's
All
go
right,
to Micah.
Go to Micah. Micah, are you there?
So, okay,
Micah, I had another
All right,
question.
throw in another one. Let's get the first caller to get this one.
What was the very first year that the University of Arkansas Razorbacks had an emblem on their helmet?
I know this one. What was the first? 661-1037. You Hawk fans should know this. Serious Hawk fans should know this. What was the first year?
Absolutely.
661-1037.
It was the very first year for the emblem.
Were you surprised a little bit by when you heard that?
I've always thought it was pretty neat because of what happened that year.
That's right. That's
the
right.
Connection with
that's
it
a clue right there.
Absolutely.
It's almost like the what was the first year Bud Walton Open? The year
they won a championship.
Yeah, it could be a clue.
All right, let's go right here. Who this?
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Who is this?
It's Connor.
Hey, Con. Hey, Connor, how are you?
Were you named after a president? How'd she go?
I hung up on them. I was thinking that that person was the one I was talking to on the phone.
Oh, Connor, call back. Connor, call back.
To hold on for Connor.
661-1037. There she is. There she is.
Let's just see if Connor's on. We have to get Connor.
That was the female, right?
I believe so.
Okay, I just making sure.
I believe so.
Listen, now I'm with Cheney. I'm all discombobulated.
Let's just make sure. Is Connor on there? Is that Connor?
Is that Connor?
No.
Connor?
Oh, way to go, Josh. She's right.
Connor?
Connor,
is this you?
We're trying to find Connor.
I'm sorry. We have to. Whatever happened to Carmen Sandiego? We've got to wait for Connor.
I don't think we're getting Connor back.
We're getting Connor. Or we're not playing.
We're not getting Connor back.
Connor,
Connor said, "Forget you fools. Forget you fools." I ask.
All right. Okay, while we're doing that,
no, I go ahead and ask a question.
Here's one for me. We already did.
That's right. I was asking.
It's all right. With the person that said my signature.
Yes,
Roger. This space can be sponsored by your business, Scott. Is that right there? I like that. Let's see. What is this?
Gone with the Wind was my favorite ones. Gone with the Wind, below the knee.
AOBTK. What does that mean?
I do not know.
Did I just cuss? Is that something that's out there?
AOBTK?
That's right. AOBTK. I don't know who that is.
Your question was?
My question was, what was the very first year that the University of Arkansas Razorbacks had the emblem of the hog on their helmet? Micah's back.
Is Micah, Josh, no
Connor?
Oh my gosh,
wow, Connor! Wow, we don't have.
How can you sleep? How can you sleep at night, Josh, with yourself?
Not well, apparently.
Wow. All right, let's pick one, Raj.
I'm gonna hold off on calling your mom today. Then hold off.
Who's the winner? Who's going to be the winner, Raj?
Gosh,
Micah was on there. Remember, Micah was called a second ago and hung up. So let's go to Micah. Micah, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you,
Micah?
Doing good. How are y'all?
I tell you what. So, do you think? We'll go to the intern on this. Is Micah? Do you normally think of Micah as a female or a male?
I know both.
Do you?
So, both.
What was it? What was
Micah's,
it?
I know her,
What was the character in Saturday Night Live? Pat. You didn't know Pat. Such a great bit.
Micah, can we start calling you Pat?
Micah, what is the? I think most Micahs are men. I think
all the Micahs I know are men.
Micah, what is the answer?
Is it 1964?
It is 1964.
How did you know that, Micah?
My good friend Google.
See, how old are you, Micah?
I am 44.
Okay, I thought you might know that because you're a great Razorback fan.
Micah, what do we know about 1964?
That it was the year that they first had the emblem on their helmet.
Well, and that they won the national championship.
They won the national championship.
Too. Absolutely.
You know what? And when I think of that, you know who else I think of? I think of the Denver Broncos. The year they changed their helmet.
They did.
Well,
just like the Razorbacks changed their venue in basketball, won the national championship. Think there's something.
I think you're trying to tell me something.
All right, we'll put you on hold, Micah. By the way,
call back if Josh hangs up on you. And if you know, please, Connor, if you call in Connor, we'll get you something.
Somebody said I called in as myself, the fake Connor, and Josh hung up. AOBTK.
I got it.
Josh, you're going to get him? Okay.
See what it means?
Yes. Above or below the knee. The abbreviation's the best. I love it. Oh, it's so good. All right. 9:30 here, Morning Mayhem.
Such a jackass.
I gotta hit that one more time, Josh, if you can. I love the way Roger.
And they got a hold of that trout magnet, and you're pulling that thing up with that pink thing hanging out.
You have to see the lure to understand that. He's the trout catcher now. Oh my goodness.
That should be a signature to trout catcher.
He's a trout catcher with that pink thing hanging out.
I don't like that name. It has a different connotation than I'd like it to.
Couple birthdays today. One is a guy, Roger, that Tommy knew that I really loved the two songs. That's one of the great ones. Thank you for being a friend, right there. Andrew Gold.
Thank you for being a friend.
Come on.
Travel down a road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. I'm not ashamed to say I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off. Stand up and
Feel a little melon.
Oh, come on.
Sing it if you know it.
Tommy used to love playing this song. It's such a great song. I think Karen liked it too. Da-na-na-na. Andrew Gold. Da-da-na.
He was born on a summer day, 1951.
Close.
And with the slap of a hand, he had landed as an only son.
The slap of a hand.
His mother and father said, what a lovely boy. We'll teach him what we learned. Oh, yes, just what we learned. We'll dress him up warmly and we'll send him to school. It'll teach him how to fight to be nobody's fool. Oh.
That's a great song. Andrew Gold, too. I tell you, Roger, the other one, the Thank You for Being a Friend, when I do all these banquets where we ask for money, I love playing that song. It's just, can I tell you, I did not even know when I was playing that was the theme song for the Golden Girls.
How about that?
But that version has no words, right? I think that
they sing the song.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
You sure?
I am.
How sure are you?
100%. 100%.
I googled it the other day, and what I saw did not have it.
Oh, what a lonely boy. Oh, what a lonely boy.
Okay, so 661-1037, is Roger right or am I right? And again, this is not a hill I'm going to down because I just thought I played it the other day,
right?
And it showed the girls' pictures, the ladies' pictures, which I never watched the show.
Might be.
And
here's the thing, right here. Let's see. I don't have it hooked up. So we'll have to do it this way.
By the way, this is a message here. Good morning, Sherry Chambly here. Really enjoyed the countdown to kickoff last night. It was an awesome event. Her son Andrew was there last night. Told you she listens every morning. Thanks, Sherry. Oh, that one's he's got vocals. Is that what you? I never watched it, so I don't know. Yeah, is that what you remember?
Did you just set me up? Because of that, but it's not.
No, that obviously. Is that one of the Golden Girls singing?
I think it's.
Did you ever watch it?
I've seen a couple episodes.
No, shit.
Josh,
Roger, you want to listen? You go to your grandma's house.
All right, 661-1037. Is that correct? Text. Is there when you watched the show? Was the opening non-lyrical, or did it have lyrics? It's just
another
Roger's
question.
right. That's you're right. So I guess whatever link I had was wrong. I actually had a link that go.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it didn't have words of the town. What's our poll, real quick?
So our poll is the most disappointing play out of these two options that we gave everybody. It was the starter fumble against Tennessee, KJ's fumble against Texas A&M, North Texas punt returner other, and starter fumble is way ahead, 63%. KJ at 16%, North Texas punt return at 14%, other is 7%. And I think the other Reggie Fish muff was the other one that people said.
Yeah, I wonder if Sterner's always going to win. That
Matt Jones fumble against Texas.
Oh yeah, that was painful too. But
Yeah.
Sterner's will always fumble on that. I mean,
For
will
sure,
always
for
win
sure.
that one. Raj, the other one is Carol O'Connor. I'm going to take the Graham and Josh. I don't know if you recognize this song, but this was a very iconic song.
Songs that gave a hit parade. Guys like us, we had it made. Those were the days. And you knew where you were then. Girls were girls and men
Girls
were
were
men.
girls.
Mister, we could use a man like her.
Didn't need no welfare state. Everybody pulled his weight. Gee, our road was sour and great. Those were
So that was
girls were girls and men would men. Who would have thunk that would still resonate today?
That was a hit show called All in the Family for you kids out there and those of you in studio.
Yes.
Carol O'Connor, Emmy Award-winning actor, amazing actor on all levels, TV, movies. That was a very controversial show at the time. I mean, they said things that Roger.
Well, they were controversial.
They touched on all sides. Well, and they touched on really. Remember the abortion? I think she was raped.
Rape.
She was raped.
Abortion.
Yeah.
Race.
Yeah. Remember when he was drunk? He was stuck in the basement.
Yeah.
Lord.
God.
And it was Sammy Davis? No, it was.
I don't think it was Sam. Somebody. No, it was somebody. Yeah.
And they said the Jeffersons was right. It was the guy.
You're absolutely right.
He was also in Kelly's Heroes. Is that the one?
He was.
That he was really funny in that one.
I think he was a general something on that one. You know, if I'm
Heat
not
of the Night. He was
TV show Heat of the Night.
That's
Yeah,
right, very
absolutely. You know,
popular.
I think what's funny is because I'll change it. But I think in All in the Family, I think it was the first time the controversy was when you heard a toilet flush. Because you heard him flushing a toilet.
Oh, that's
all the
right.
time.
That's exactly
as
right.
controversial as that was, or as new to television as that was. We had just come from a place where TV could not show the husband and wife in the same bed.
Yeah, that's right. And
And
that's
you flush a
amazing.
toilet. And then we're talking toilet stuff yesterday, and
I know.
Pigskin Preacher gives us a bunch of crap.
Yeah,
How
give
about
us a
that?
lecture. Two things before we go to break here.
Yeah.
Roger, on this day in 1769, the city of Los Angeles was named on this day.
Yes.
How about that?
Wales, but no, that's San Diego.
That's San Diego, yes. Also, I was going to ask you, Roger, what happened on this day in 1776?
August 2nd, 1776 was the Declaration.
Oh, come on.
Taken around.
You look at-
Was
you
it in
get-
Where did it go? Was it? Where was it? Where did they first show it?
It says so on this day, the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
Sign-
Who was the first?
Oh, there's only one cat. Now, who was the first guy?
Who
Would
was
it have
the
been
first?
Adams or Jefferson?
No.
Was it
Who do you-
Zanfir?
Who do you ask when you ask somebody? Graham?
No, was it Hancock?
It was Hancock.
He was the first?
He was the first. You ever heard of John Hancock?
I have.
Have you heard of Herbie Hancock?
Put your John Hancock here. Have you heard that, Josh?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I don't. I can't believe that.
She's
I'm
looking at it
listening.
like I don't. Listen, she's even younger than Josh, and so she's like, "What is this old guy talking about?"
Is that right?
Said Roger said the first of the signatories was John Hancock, the president of the Congress, who signed in bold below the text and in the center of the Declaration. Other delegates, starting with those from the North.
Was he scared, Baz?
Because he did it big?
That's why he did. He said, "Look, I want these jackasses
yeah,
to know
that's right.
I'm
Yeah,
on this
yeah,
thing."
yeah.
Because listen, it was
Well, he
treason.
got the first. He
They were
knew.
going to hang him.
He's no dummy. He's the first.
Listen, I'm going all out on that. It was, listen, those were the guys, man.
It said other delegates, starting with those from the northernmost state, New Hampshire, and continuing to the southernmost state, Georgia, then began to sign. 50 members of the Congress signed the Declaration on August 2nd, In all, 56 men officially signed the Declaration of
How about
Independence.
that?
Can't pull anything. Only thing that you were surprised is Hancock was the first. Yeah.
No, I'm not surprised. That was my first choice, but I would say I talked myself out of it as much as I knew that
You
it was.
didn't go, you didn't go with your gut?
I didn't. You know what? And normally when I don't go with my gut, I'm wrong.
Fun song right here. Who's singing this? Graham, you know it?
I know the song.
Josh, you have any idea?
People.
Redneck Woman, right?
Come
Is
on.
this Martina McBride?
What?
Everybody.
I'm a
Redneck
Woman,
Woman.
I'm a high class broad.
And I say, hey, y'all,
You see
and
those up there?
yeehaw.
It's okay.
On my front porch all year long. I know all the words to every
Dickie Daniel song.
Sing it, Graham.
The pisters out here keeping it country.
Come on.
Let me get a bit from the redneck girls like me.
Yeah. Woo!
Come on, Justin.
Need a little. It may be.
Rudolph.
Maybe my favorite Justin. That we didn't get to play it on Christmas in July. Gonna turn you to down. Come on, come on. Way down.
I'm telling you, that kind of stuff. I wish
Yeah.
you'd do more of that. I love that stuff.
Listen, I know he's number one in the country right now, but I like Run Run Rudolph.
Wes Moore joins us now from the Zone. It was last night. You A&M, right?
Yes, that's right. I had A&M,
and you predicted that we would win, and right?
Yeah, I fully expect them to beat A&M.
And you really, you
yeah,
truly feel that way.
I,
Yes.
I really do. I wasn't playing up to the crowd after what happened last year. Guys, Arkansas dominated. I remember looking at you in the press box after the first quarter. We're like, oh my
Holy
God,
mackerel.
maybe this team is legit.
Yeah, it really did.
14-0.
Yeah.
A&M didn't have a first down in the first quarter.
Dominated.
Arkansas dominated the first quarter, and
you're ready to go up 21-0, right at the goal line.
No,
it was 21-7.
I think it would have been 21-7
okay.
because remember there was that sequence, and it's always set very poorly with me. Arkansas ran the ball. Dominique Johnson had like 2 or 3 straight carries.
They couldn't stop us.
And then they bring in Malik Hornsby.
I remember. It's a horrible.
And they went to him 3 straight times.
Yeah.
The drive ended. They punted. And then A-Chain had that big 60-something yard run.
You're
then
right.
A&M goes down, scores, made it
You're right.
14-7. Then they drive down and respond. And
Yeah,
they drive down.
I thought they'd have put them out if they'd have scored there. Hey, listen, that broke their will. Because I forgot about the Malik deal. Everybody was like, "What are you doing?
Yes.
Well, it's not the time. We had not seen Malik Monk. We had not seen him.
No, Hornsby, not at all.
Had not seen him, and all of a sudden he pops in there, and it's like, oh, bad timing. Bad timing.
Yeah, that was very odd. Yeah, you're right. And then the Superman flying leap, the fumble, they return it down for a touchdown. It's 14-13 at the half. Even though Arkansas was up, A&M had the momentum, and sure enough, they scored 14 points in the third. Anyway, my point being, everything that happened in that game, and I think you even heard it with some of the players, that game sits very poorly with them. I think Arkansas right now is still a better team than A&M. I'm curious to see with this Petrino experiment how it works.
Yep.
Look, if he hands over the reins and lets Petrino be Petrino, I think they could be a good offensive team. Now they still don't have a quarterback, or they don't know who their quarterback is. But I don't have faith that Jimbo's going to hand over the reins to Petrino and just let him have the offense. So I do think Arkansas wins that game.
Yeah, the whole staff picked Arkansas to go 11-1. No surprise.
My biggest beef last night with the prediction was yours. Going down to LSU and beating LSU in Baton Rouge. I think LSU wins the SEC West.
LSU's very talented.
I think they are. They had maybe the best front 7 in college football.
They got all 5 starting offensive linemen back. Yeah.
So I think that's going to be very, very difficult.
And which do you think is better to play LSU, early or late?
Late. After Alabama, after they play Alabama, and so hopefully they have a hangover.
Well, remember last year that they struggled early. Obviously got blown out by Tennessee at home, and you thought, man, this team is. You thought the way Brian Kelly's going to get it done. Yep. They got better and better.
They did.
Jaden Daniels got better and better, and so they're going to be tough to beat. Especially, it's going to be hot down there. It's going to be hot.
Kind of like the baseball team. They got better and better and better as the season went along. Coming up on the show today, I'm really excited about this. You guys may have seen it on Twitter, but Deke Adams, the Razorback assistant coach, his son was called up to the major leagues.
Saw that. I got a text about that this morning.
Jordan Adams is his son, and he is starting today.
Yeah, how about that?
He is starting in the starting lineup for the Angels, and Deke is going to call into the show from the ballpark here in about 30 minutes to talk about his son making his major league baseball debut.
Yeah, so Deke was the D-line coach at Ouachita from 2002 to 2005. That's why I got that text from Chris Babb. He's good. The kid's a good-looking kid. He is a good-looking young man. He looks like he could be playing football as easy as he could baseball. What else is going on the show?
Also, we got Kevin Kelly coming on the show. Of course, Joe Klein from Corky's will be in here.
Joe is everywhere.
Joe
is everywhere.
And I looked at, I think it was Christian last night. I'm eating my Corky's, and I'm like, it never disappoints.
Yeah.
Corky's is always good. That chicken last night was awesome. The barbecue. I mean, anyway, great job by Corky's last night. Great job by everybody last night. I had a ton of fun just
all
watching
good guys.
this.
Yeah.
Whenever I was on the stage, just to sit back and watch you guys, I thought it was a ton of fun.
The Henry brothers were great. They were.
Yes.
I tell you, that Hayden he's a comedian. He's a funny guy. And then I thought Zach was great. And of course, listen, as I mentioned last night, you saw three of the greatest Razorbacks of all time: tight end, center, and quarterback. And I thought what they had to say about Ryan and Mallet and all that was I mean, Ryan and Bobby were really good. It was really good stuff. Yeah, I thought it was good. Yeah, I was commenting how Travis Swanson he's a stud, and I'm talking about not football player, just a sharp dude.
Oh yeah,
man, he is. I saw him do some breakdown with some film on Hogs Plus last year. I was like, man, they need to be doing more of that with him. He reminds me of Stitchcomb. Matt Stitchcomb at Georgia, who was an academic All-American, and he gets it with a telestrator, man. He knows what's going on.
Yeah, apparently Travis is doing really well up in Northwest Arkansas with the business world. If not, he should be making a move for exactly what you said, SEC Network, ESPN, because he is very sharp in what he does for Hogs Plus. Every time I see a tweet, I watch it with Travis because you can just the knowledge in the way he is able to tell everybody about. Sometimes you get players with knowledge and they're talking over people's head and you don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
The way he explains, it makes it simple to where everybody can understand.
It was great to see the parents of Andrew Chambly, Jonathan and Sherry Chambly, met them last night. They listened to the station.
Thanks for listening.
All throughout the day. And so Sherry, thank you. He's a good looking kid. Kid has no fat on him. He's like, I don't know how